All right, guys. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. This will be your boy BJ. Guys, I got a nice little setup going on here. Like functioning. Like my computer is functioning. Like everything is like I love this. I love being able to do multiple things while I'm on a live stream. My patented Marvel poster in the back. You guys know how it goes when I decide to actually get on camera here. I gotta have my backdrop, my favorite shit right there, y'all. I'm all Marvel. But guys, I want to talk about 2020. I want to talk about the women capping off 2020. Like there's some big matchups. Now, I got to give a shout out to my boy Combo Breaker 99 because he really made the point. My goatee look funny. He made the point that we lost two big WMMA matchups. We lost two big flyweight matchups. We lost Robertson versus Andrea Lee. We lost De La Rosa versus Santos. So, like, we straight up lost two really good matchups. But birthed out of that, we got Jillian Robertson versus Taylor Santos, which was originally supposed to happen earlier this year, but due to COVID, Taylor Santos couldn't travel to the States. So that fight was off, and then that's when Jillian Robertson fought Courtney Casey. So yeah, so that's what happened. Yeah, let me fix my camera. Guys. All right. Comment section. Who's all there? What's up? You know what time it is, guys. You guys already know what time it is. You know when this goes in, it's time to do some talking. Marcus Bell, salute. Marcus motherfucking Bell. What's popping? So let's talk, man. Jillian Robertson versus Taylor Santos. Now, I've already talked about this fight, but now that I've seen a little more of Taylor Santos, now I can kind of give a better, I can give a better account of what's going on. And what I take from Taylor Santos, she's a very powerful, we don't know. We haven't seen enough of Taylor Santos to know how she's going to come out. Because when she fought Mara Ramel Barella, it was a completely different Taylor Santos than we saw when she fought Molly McCann. You know what I'm saying? So like we got two different Taylor Santos. We don't know which Taylor Santos we really gonna get. So it's like, do we know? Ooh, look at that profile, boy. Ooh, that fade. Ooh. Anyway, look at that fade, boy. Oh, anyway, so and everybody is just looking at Taylor Santos like she's just gonna tear through, you know what I'm saying, these flyweight solids like Montana De La Rosa and Jillian Robertson. I'm just like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, these girls are solid at 125 pounds, and you guys are just saying that Taylor Santos was just gonna murk Montana De La Rosa, and I'm just like, what? Like, when have we ever seen Montana De La Rosa just fold from somebody? Like, we've never seen that. Like, the last time she got finished was against Mackenzie Dern, and it was by submission when she was fighting at strawweight that she should have never been fighting at. So, I mean, let's just be real, man. Like, you don't really see girls like, Montana De La Rosa really getting finished because Montana can fight everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you really don't see Montana getting finished, but all of a sudden Taylor Santos was just gonna blow through Montana De La Rosa. And I'm just like, okay, all right. It is what it is. So, but when it comes to this matchup, guys, like it's a tale of two styles. You know what I'm saying? Like Taylor Santos, yes, she's got a background in ground fighting, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but is her jiu-jitsu on the same level as Jillian Robertson's though? Like Jillian Robertson took to jiu-jitsu very fast and she's very good at it. You know what I'm saying? So like, is Taylor Santos gonna be able to stuff the takedowns of Jillian Robertson? And is Jillian Robertson, has she worked on her striking enough to properly TJ 347? Shut up, TJ. Has she worked on it enough to use it to get the takedown? Because Jillian can't really like blindly shoot in on Taylor Santos because Taylor Santos can catch Jillian with something. Like she can really catch Jillian Robertson with something. So Jillian has to really be careful how she approaches a powerful, explosive striker like Taylor Santos. So I of course I'm biased when it comes to Jillian Robertson, but it is what it is. I'm realistic about it. You know what I'm saying? Jillian Robertson got to be careful going into this fight. This is a risky fight for Jillian. Jillian Robertson got a hold of that ranking, and then she takes these risky fights. You know what I'm saying? Like the fight with KGB was perfect, but the fight with Poliana Botelho was risky. This fight with Taylor Santos is very risky. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very risky. Arpit Singh, my dude. That's my dude. Arpit Singh. Jillian going to sleep. I mean, dude, it's a fight. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a fight. Anything can happen in a fight, bro. It is what it is. Shit, Bullet KO, she was going to starch Angela Lee. Bruh. Me and Roger finally agree on something. Yeah, bro. She was. I think Jillian Robertson was gonna get Angela Lee up out of there. It's a pity that fight didn't happen. Yeah, man. It's bad that fight didn't happen, man, because that was a big opportunity for Jillian Robertson. But it kind of seems like this Taylor Santos fight is a big opportunity for Jillian too, just because everybody's got so much hype on Taylor Santos. Not really hype, but people just think like Taylor Santos, like they're looking at her as like this killer just because of the fight with Molly Mccann. Okay, she beat the fuck out of Molly Mccann, but so did Jillian Robertson. You know what I'm saying? Like, so did Jillian savagely finished. She savagely finished Molly Mccann. Jillian Robertson put Molly Mccann to sleep. Come on. Jillian Robertson put Molly McCann ass to sleep. Taylor Santos did not put Molly McCann to sleep. So, since we're putting so much weight on the Molly McCann fight, let's talk about Jillian Robertson versus Molly McCann. How did Jillian Robertson approach Molly McCann? Jillian Robertson dominated Molly McCann. She found a way to get Molly McCann to the ground. And Molly did a good job of trying to avoid the takedowns, but it was just not enough. It wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't enough to hold off Jillian Robertson. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jillian Robertson's going to come after you. You know what I'm saying? And she knows she has to get you down. She's going to get you down. Molly McCann is a boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could have very well, like, if Jillian Robertson would have stayed, try to fight in the pocket with Molly McCann, she could have ate some big shots. But Jillian didn't. She relentlessly went after the takedown. I can't remember if it was the Molly McCann fight or if it was the Veronica Macedo fight where they had to call out the fact that Jillian Robertson had how little of strikes Jillian Robertson had thrown because she was dominating positionally on the ground so much. I don't know if it was the Molly McCann fight or the Veronica Macedo fight. Let's see. Now they ain't looking at Taylor as a killer yet. They just don't see her having much of an answer for which Taylor looks to be capable of, which I get. Okay. Thumbs up, folks. Thank you, sir. Molly McCann is a mid-tier at best. Let's not act like she's a title contender. Exactly. TJ 347, that's exactly my point. So But everybody is talking about Taylor Santos based off of what they saw in that Molly Mccann fight. That's the point. That's the what you said, TJ. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. They seen Taylor go out there and beat up Molly Mccann, and then all of a sudden Taylor Santos was about to go in there and starch Montana De La Rosa, and I'm just like, what? But now now we're saying Molly Mccann is not all of that, but her fight with Taylor Santos has you guys so high on Taylor Santos. Like, what? She's our man this evening, gentlemen. Like, yeah, man. Oh, man, the comment section is wrong. I just see Jillian is so one-dimensional that Santos takes this one. Okay. I mean, I guess if you see it like that, yeah, but let's look at Jillian Robertson's progression through the UFC, man. I mean, she went from throwing very little strikes in fights, even on the ground. Like, Jillian Robertson went from not engaging people on the feet at all, really at all, to now engaging people on the feet for long periods of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, she engaged Macy Barber on the feet. That cost her. But she engaged Courtney Casey on the feet. She engaged she really engaged God almighty, Poliana Botelho. Yeah, just a little bit, Poliana Botelho. But Courtney Casey, Jillian Robertson, and Macy Barber, like, she engaged on the feet for a long time, and I was surprised to see that, especially in the Courtney Casey fight in the third round. Jillian Robertson stayed on her feet and was landing a lot of shots. Even though they're not hard shots and they're bad technique, she was still doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that she's going to go in here and strike with Taylor Santos, but Jillian Robertson has been working on that part of her game. So I want to see from Jillian Robertson is how she's going to incorporate that into into this fight with Taylor Santos, fighting somebody who's such a powerful, explosive, fast striker. I want to see how Jillian Robertson employs her own striking. Is she going to throw those combinations? You're going to see Jillian fainting to the body a lot. That's what she does. Dean Thomas, that's a Dean Thomas 1-0 fucking 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, that jab to the body, man. Like, that's how you know when Jillian is about to start shooting, because when she starts jabbing to the body, you know what I'm saying? You know Jillian Robertson is about to shoot. You know what I'm saying? And in the third round of the Courtney Casey fight, Jillian Robertson started jabbing Courtney Casey to the body. And the next thing you know, she feints the takedown. Okay, Courtney Casey reacts to the takedown, reacts to the feint, and Jillian comes up 1-2, and then Courtney Casey's guard goes up when Jillian throws the 1-2. And then what does Jillian do? As soon as Courtney Casey's hands go up, Jillian Robertson scoops down, grabs the legs, and takes Courtney Casey down. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the little things. Like, see, Jillian can put people. Hold on, guys. My computer's gonna die if I don't plug it up. Jillian Robertson she doesn't have to be the best striker out here, because her ground game is so good. Any movement that Jillian Robertson makes, her opponent's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because her ground game is so good. So, like, whatever she had Courtney Casey fainting, and Jillian's landing strikes while Courtney Casey's fainting and trying to block. Jillian fainted. She was jabbing to the body. She feints a takedown. Courtney Casey reacts. Jillian, 1-2. Courtney Casey's guard goes up. Jillian Robertson drops levels, grabs a single leg, and takes Courtney Casey down, and then finishes Courtney Casey, guys. Jillian is very good about, Jillian is the type of jiu-jitsu player that can pull guard and then roll it to a single leg. She does that. She was trying to use that technique against Macy Barber. Didn't work that well. You know what I'm saying? Because Macy Barber just so damn big. But Jillian will pull guard and then roll to a leg and take you down. That's what she does. She does it very well, man. Let's look at this. Okay. I think Montana has some bigger obstacles for Taylor. Yep. But I think Jillian has more dog in her than Montana. I think Jillian has more dog in her than Montana, too. I hear you. I hear you. You can send my money via Cash App, by the way. Shut up, TJ. Mccann ain't Borrello or Cassim. Mid tier is fine when that's where Robertson also has yet to reach. What? She's yet to reach mid tier? Jillian Robertson? Okay. She's leveled up since her debut, just as Santos has. Yeah, but Jillian Robertson's that. Look at how many fights it's been. Look at how much ring time Jillian Robertson has had since her debut. Taylor Santos has fought twice in the UFC. Jillian Robertson is on a 6-2 run in the UFC. Jillian Robertson is on a 6-2 run in the UFC, guys. We're not talking. Taylor Santos is 1-1 in the UFC. Yeah, her record is 16-1, but she's 1-1 in UFC competition. UFC level fights, she's 1-1. Ugh. I mean, what are we talking about here, guys? Like, what are we talking about here? Coach just went live, but I'm staying here. Word. I appreciate that stamina. And when Jillian can't get it to the ground, that's another story. When Jillian can't get the fight, that's the chance that you guys are talking about with Taylor Santos. That's the chance. You know, that's her window to win. It's to stuff the takedown of Jillian Robertson. That is where her chances of winning this fight go up. But she has to stop Jillian from taking her down. That's it. Can she stop Jillian Robertson from taking her down? That's the question. Yes. Okay, yes, that's it. That's Taylor Santos' window to victory, is if she stops Jillian from being glued to her. If she can peel Jillian off of her and land some strikes, she can finish Jillian Robertson. She can hit Jillian Robertson but she has to do it. The question is, can she do it? Is her takedown defense that good? Is she that good on the ground to be defensive against Jillian Robertson? Does she have the technique to fight Jillian Robertson off of her back? Can she fight Jillian Robertson off of her back? Because if the fight goes to the ground, that's where Taylor Santos is going to be, on her back. Can she put Jillian Robertson on her back, and can she fight Jillian Robertson off of her back? That's the question. I want to see Jillian perfect her inside fighting stand-up. She's working on it, man. And if y'all can't see that Jillian ain't working on her striking, man, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Yeah, whatever, TJ. See what we see. We see what we see. What? Oh, we see what we see with Jillian. Yeah, man, but you got to look at what you're looking at. Like, to say that her striking hasn't improved is a false statement. It's not a matter of opinion. It's a matter of what she shows us when she goes into the cage and fights. That's what it's a matter of. It's not a matter of opinion of how good it is. It's the fact that she's utilizing it more, and you can obviously see that she's been working on it. Just like Taylor Rosa. Like, you can obviously see that she's been working on it. So the question is, does Taylor have the power of Macy Barber? Does Taylor Santos have the power of Macy Barber? And the takedown defense of Macy Barber? Yep. Yeah, you're right, Combo. Jillian Robertson doesn't even have above average takedowns, but she manages to get everybody that she fights to the ground. Okay. So much for your doesn't even have above average takedown. Okay. For her average takedown, she's taken every opponent she's ever fought down. Okay. She's just above average. It's the thing. She's just above average on the ground. Getting there consistently is the hang up from this seat in the absence of plan B. Listen, man. Listen, TJ. I rolls with my fighter. I rolls with my fighter. You already know that. Montana De La Rosa was about to go in there and whoop Taylor Santos' ass. That's what De La Rosa was about to do. She was about to whoop Taylor Santos' ass, and y'all knew it. And Robertson gonna whoop her ass too. Jillian, listen. Jillian Robertson gonna get this fight to the ground. She gonna start punch. She gonna listen. Jillian's punches on the ground, her punches on the feet do not have power. I'm just gonna be straight up. Macy Barber won, TJ, but she still took Macy Barber down. Once again, it's not a matter of opinion. Like I said, TJ, when I make statements, I know they're true, okay? When I quote stats, I know they're true, bro. Jillian Robertson has taken everybody she's fought in the UFC down, bro. If you don't believe me, go fact check me, homie. Would have beat Montana? I don't know, man. I don't think so, dude. I think, look, you got to think about the UFC ring time, octagon time. Who has had the more experience against UFC level talent? Who has had more experience under the bright lights of the UFC? Montana De La Rosa. Stop. We're not even talking about that. Montana's fight is not even happening. Montana, we'll probably see De La Rosa versus Miranda Maverick now. Maybe the MMA guys are listening to us. The MMA guys are listening to us. Combo Breaker 99. It doesn't. TJ, that's not the topic, bro. That is not the topic. The question was, did she take everyone down? The answer to that question is yes. Your comment that says takedowns are nothing without getting it done once they're down is irrelevant to the question. Stop diverting. Damn. That shit is so annoying when y'all say something and then divert. Facts. Spit facts. Facts. Y'all have to love that defiant love of BJ's. It's just crazy, man. I mean, I'm out here quoting stats and TJ is disputing fact. He's disputing stats. He's disputing stats. Write the people that keep the stats for the UFC and tell them they wrong, TJ 347. Don't tell me I'm wrong. I'm just reading what they put. And Jillian Robertson has taken every opponent down in the UFC that she's fought. So stop. Early keys to victory for Jillian. I think the keys to victory, the keys to victory period for Jillian Robertson. I'm gonna have to say in these discussions, as a fighter, we're not aliens invested. Yeah, but you're listening. I just think right now is what I see. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Stamina. Jillian Robertson has to. Her biggest key to victory is to set up the takedown. She has to set up. No, you don't. You lost a bet to me, dude. Stop playing. You lost a bet to me once. I lost a bet to you, and you lost a bet to me. You are not 100%, TJ. Stop lying. Stop lying. You won a bet, and I lost a bet. Stop playing. Anyways, key to victory for Jillian Robertson. Set up the takedown and then position over submission. I don't want to see Jillian chasing a submission, which she never does. She's never rushing to a submission. Jillian is good at laying on top of you and doing enough to slow you down, putting all of her weight on you. Jillian is, TJ, I don't recall that. Shut up, TJ. Jillian is good. Jillian is deceptively heavy. And Courtney Casey said that. I know what weights that Jillian floats around, and because she told me. So, she's deceptively heavy. She looks small. People see her as being small because she is. She's not over muscly. She's kind of small. But Jillian is deceptively heavy. So, I was thinking when she fought Courtney Casey, I was like, man, Courtney Casey's gonna be way bigger than Jillian Robertson. She wasn't. She really was. When Jillian was on top of Courtney Casey, Jillian looked big. She looked big on top of Courtney. Am I wrong? Did she not look big on top of Courtney Casey? Oh, shut up, TJ. Jillian Robertson looked big on top of Courtney Casey. She looked big on top of Poliana Botelho. And she just looked big. You know what I'm saying? So if Jillian can put all her weight and wear Taylor Santos down, she has to slow Taylor Santos down. And if Jillian focuses on position, then she'll start to land those elbows and those hard punches. Jillian doesn't have power on the feet, but on the ground, Jillian Robertson lands some hard punches. Man, she'll have to run that fight back. They'll have to run that fight back. I have to see Jillian. I think Jillian finishes Breno Silva next time if they fought again for sure. But they're not even in the same conversation right now. Jillian is leagues ahead of Maida Breno Silva right now. So I mean, we ain't even putting them in the same conversation. But yo, Chris is the best. Shut up, TJ. No, like Darren will punch up girls worried about takedowns. G.I. needs one extra weapon tool. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But Jillian will make you think that she'll make you think that she's gonna stand and strike with you. She did that shit to Sarah Froda. She made Sarah Froda believe that she was gonna stand and bang with her, and she took Sarah Froda down and beat the fuck out of her. You know what I'm saying? Like Jillian can't, but Jillian always comes out on the feet, pumping a jab. You know what I'm saying? She always comes out with that feeler jab just to kind of gauge the distance a little bit, and then she'll, if you strike, she'll counter strike you. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll counter strike you. There's just not a lot of power behind it, man. Like it's not. But one thing that Jillian Robertson has started doing that is showing a huge improvement in her striking is she throws combinations. Jillian Robertson has been throwing combinations. It's two punches. It's three things that I've seen Jillian Robertson utilize on her feet. Okay, she throws a nice check hook. Okay, let's see. She's a orthodox stance, so she throws a check hook. I love that check hook that she throws. And then she'll throw a straight right down the middle. She will throw that straight down the middle. It doesn't have a lot of power behind it. So I've seen her use that check hook, that straight right, and the head kick. You know what I'm saying? Jillian Robertson she landed it twice on Courtney Casey and landed it once on Macy Barber. So Jillian Robertson is incorporating head kicks. I've seen her throwing kicks up the middle, trying to catch you in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll flick a kick up the middle. You know what I'm saying? So Jillian's been working a lot on her striking, man. So let's not sit up here and say she's like at a standstill on improvement. She's improving every single fight. Every single fight. Jillian Robertson's getting better. Okay, so come on now. Oh, Dern gonna come out. Oh, combo. Dern gonna come out throwing that right hand, dude. You watch, I'm telling you, before Dern's UFC career is over, she will get a knockout, bro. Like, she will get a knockout. Oh, so Jillian Robertson beating Courtney Casey is irrelevant, but Taylor Santos beating Molly McCann isn't? I mean, Taylor Santos beating Molly McCann is relevant? That's relevant? Santos, McCann, that's been coming out y'all mouth a lot lately. That's the fight that's been coming out of y'all mouth is Taylor Santos versus Molly McCann. So what makes that fight more relevant than Jillian Robertson versus Courtney Casey? What makes that fight more relevant than that fight? Shut up, TJ. Shut up. I'm gonna call you every time, bro. Every time when you come with that bullshit. That's bullshit. Shut up. Shit. She finished Courtney Casey with like 5 seconds left in the third round. She didn't just beat Courtney Casey. She finished Courtney Casey. That's right, Arpit. Arpit Singh. Don't even be talking that bullshit, Arpit. Arpit, don't even be talking that bullshit. Straight up. Arpit Singh, don't he sound crazy, Arpit? Don't he sound crazy, Arpit Singh? Tell the truth. Arpit Singh, baby. Well, maybe So I'm sitting here, wait a minute. So I'm sitting here arguing with a dude who ain't even watched all of Jillian's fights. I will no longer argue with you about Jillian Robertson, TJ 347. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet. You need to be quiet, dude. Listen, I'm not gonna argue with you, TJ. You don't even know, dude. Anyways, I will respond to comments about Jillian Robertson from anyone else other than TJ 347. Until he goes and watches all of Jillian Robertson's fights, I will not respond to any comments in the comment section from TJ 347. That's awful, TJ. That's awful, bro. What? Oh, you don't keep up with her closely, but you got a lot to say about her, though. You got a lot to say about Jillian Robertson, but you don't keep up with her. That's kind of hard to believe, TJ. Which one is fucked up? The fact that you don't keep up with her, or the fact that you got a lot to say about her? Which one? Which one? Oh my God, TJ. TJ, you just told on yourself, bro. You sitting up here talking junk about Jillian. You haven't even watched arguably her best performance in the UFC. Oh my God. Oh my God. What in the world is going on here? TJ. Shh. TJ. Shh. Wait a minute. Stop typing. TJ, stop typing. No. Erase that. Shh. TJ. You need some of this, TJ. All right, guys. So moving on from Jillian Robertson versus Taylor Santos. I got Jillian Robertson submission round 3. That's her thing, submission round 3. Let's go, Jillian Robertson. This week, we got one of the biggest fights in women's MMA in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the biggest fights in women's MMA in 2020, and that's Macfarlane versus Velasquez. Like, I feel, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there, man. I'm not even gonna say that. But Alimale Macfarlane has a lot of star power. I'm gonna put it like that. Like Alimale Macfarlane got a lot of power, dude, because the whole entire MMA world is talking about this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is talking about this fight. This is a huge fight. And Alimale Macfarlane, man, she's going to have a lot of eyes on her. This is arguably her toughest title defense. A lot of implications on this fight. This is the fight that everybody wanted. This is the fight. This is who everybody thinks is going to dethrone Alimale Macfarlane. I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, dude. Alimale Macfarlane is not one-dimensional. I mean, you stop, TJ. Have you watched all of Alimale Macfarlane's fights? No, stamina. Stop that. Biggest fight this year is clearly Eubanks versus Kianzai. Okay, maybe I need to refresh. Maybe I need to go back and really look at all the fights, because that could be one of the biggest fights. Yeah, like, man, listen, if you call Alimale Macfarlane one-dimensional, there's no way. There's no way you can call her one-dimensional. Alima is hardly elite. What? Dude, come on. You don't call somebody that's 10-0 or 11-0. Which one? I think it's 10-0. You don't call somebody that's 10-0 hardly elite. Come on, man. And as a champion, 10-0 as a champion. Come on, man. And against good competition. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Nah, Stamina, I'm going to have to go back and look at that. That's one of the best fights of the year. But Juliana Velasquez, man, like I said, she poses a lot of problems. But if you think that Alimale, if you guys think that Alimale is not going to stand, if you guys think Alimale would be scared to stand and bang with Juliana Velasquez, See, that's where you're wrong about Alimale McFarlane, man. Like, Alimale McFarlane will throw hands. She will throw leather, man. She's very scrappy. She's very well-rounded. Let's be real here. Alimale McFarlane is very well-rounded. She ain't scared to bang. She ain't scared to bang. Stop it. Alimale McFarlane. And Jillian can be a finisher. But Alimale McFarlane is a finisher. She is a finisher. Alimale is a finisher. Man, Alimale McFarlane, if you don't think Alimale will stand and bang and that she ain't got power, dude, Alimale can crack you, dude. She can crack you, dude. Alimale is, people just see her as like so beatable. Like, people see her as so beatable. And I'm just like, okay, yes, she's beatable. Like, she's beatable, of course, but it's going to be hard to do it. It's going to be just like Valentina Shevchenko. It's going to be hard for somebody to dethrone Valentina Shevchenko. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to go in there and do it. Is Juliana Velasquez the one to... Think about it. Is she really the one to go in here and finish Alimale McFarlane? Is Juliana Velasquez the one to go in here and finish Alimale McFarlane? Man, I'm sorry. And listen, guys, like I said before, man. Listen, this is what I said before, dog. Okay? Combo, you speak on Jillian Robertson needing to set up takedowns with strikes. Who does that better than Alimale McFarlane? Combo, who sets up takedowns with strikes better than Alimale McFarlane? And Bellator, who sets up takedowns with strikes better than Alimale? This fight, yes, Stamina, this fight is going to be very fucking competitive. Like, this fight is competitive. This is going to be a great fight, man. Like, this is a great fight. This is a great fight. Shut up, TJ. I'm tired of you, TJ. Yeah, she does gauge the... She does keep her range well. Juliana Velasquez does. But Alimale closes the distance very well. And she closes the distance, throwing strikes, and takes you down and goes in for the takedown. That's what she does. Oh, Combo, you killing me, man. How? Alimale could get put to sleep. She could get put to sleep. But these girls ain't... Nobody has even come close to hurting Alimale McFarlane. Like, yeah, right. Yes, Alimale does set up takedowns. That's not even a problem with her. No, not at all. She's excellent at doing that. But these girls haven't even made Alima look hurt. She faced the most adversity in the Veda Arteaga fight. In the Veda Arteaga fight, she faced a little bit of adversity, but she never deviated from her game plan. She got the fight to the ground. She banged. Wait a minute. First of all, she banged. Okay. I mean, I'm going to have to go back. Listen, I just watched that fight about a week ago. I'm going to have to watch it again. Alimale McFarlane banged with Veda Arteaga first. Okay. Took some strikes, gave some motherfucking strikes, got the fight to the ground, and landed a fucking elbow from hell. Guys, she got so many ways to finish fights, dude. Like, you see how hard that elbow landed? Come on, man. It can oh, man. And she can land fights when somebody fully got her guard stacked. When she stacked on somebody's guard, she can drop elbows all the way to the ground. Alimale was damn near standing, and Veda Arteaga's face was flat on the ground, and that elbow landed. Okay? Come on, guys. Velasquez hits harder, is more accurate with her punches. She's a real one. Juliana punch selection is slick. Body head, left hand, right hand, and fires a rock. Hey, I'm talking shit now, but I'm breaking it down tomorrow. Yeah, man. I mean, Yeah, dude, she's good. Like Juliana Velasquez is gonna have to be on point. She's gonna have some Joanna Young esque takedown defense to stop Ilima-Lei Macfarlane from implementing her game plan. That's it is it just is what it is. Like these girls ain't never in Bellator ain't never even made Ilima-Lei look hurt, dude. She has never even looked hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, she has dominated Bellator from the moment she stepped into that fucking cage. Okay? Until she stepped into the ring, she has dominated the flyweight division, man. Like, I mean, y'all just, I mean, it's like y'all, how are we not all thinking this about Ilima-Lei Macfarlane? You know what I'm saying? Undefeated champion? And you guys are just saying that she is like this girl with great striking is gonna put her away. And I'm just like, guys, like, it's like you guys pick and choose. It's just like it's like it depends on the person. You know what I'm saying? What rules apply to these fighters? You know what I'm saying? Like certain rules apply to certain fighters, and I'm just like, what? I mean, it's just no, it's 100. She said 160, TJ, not 170. But I mean, it's like certain rules, man, only apply to certain fighters with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. You got a well-rounded, undefeated champion, you know what I'm saying, in one of the biggest organizations, you know, fighting high-level competition. You have a Bellator, you have a champion, a mixed martial arts champion, undefeated, and you guys say it, that she's not that good, but then you go over to the UFC and you guys say that Valentina Shevchenko is untouchable, and I'm just like that baffles me, man. It does. Like, that baffles me. Two different skill sets. Dominant. Valentina is a dominant, precise striker with good top control. Off her back, she's not that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, Valentina's not that good off her back. She's good. She's a pinpoint striker with great top control, and she's unbeatable to y'all. But you got Ilima-Lei, who is a scrappy submission specialist with a powerful right hand, and who's not afraid to show every corner of her game, even though Valentina is the same way. You know what I'm saying? You got Ilima-Lei that fights these girls anywhere, on the feet, on the ground, in the clinch. You know what I'm saying? Very physically strong, and every next person that she fights is going to beat her. Like, I'm like, what? It's crazy. Will Macfarlane be able to offset the pace, Julian? The question shouldn't be, would Ilima-Lei have to adjust to Juliana Velasquez? The question is Juliana Velasquez going to adjust to the pace and the pressure of Ilima-Lei Macfarlane? Ilima-Lei Macfarlane is the forward fighter. The question is, they're going to meet in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Juliana Velasquez comes forward and puts pressure on her fighters, and so does Ilima-Lei Macfarlane. They're going to meet in the middle. Can Juliana Velasquez keep up with Ilima-Lei Macfarlane? Who's got the better gas tank here? Who's got the better cardio here? Who's shown that they can do what they do over 5 rounds here? Who sets the bar in that division for pace and cardio and skill set? Who's setting the bar? The bar is not set by Juliana Velasquez. The bar is set by Ilima-Lei Macfarlane. What are we talking about here? The bar is set by Ilima-Lei Macfarlane. And you guys are asking, can Ilima-Lei keep up with Juliana Velasquez? Oh, man. What are we talking about? Like, that baffles me, man. Like, that baffles me, man. It does. It does, man. it baffles me how the way people think, like it just baffles me, man. It just I don't get it. I don't get it. That's why it is what it is. Literally everybody that Alimale has fought in like her last 4 fights have been against people. Let's look at her record. I will name them. Like I will name the people that everybody was just so so sure was going to dethrone Alimale Macfarlane. Let's look at her record, actually, because it's been just about everybody she fought. Let's see. Let's go. Let's look at the champs. Let's look at the champ. What the fuck is y'all problem, man? All right. Alimale Macfarlane's record. Huh. All W's. So, starting with Emily Ducote. Okay, she had 2 fights with Emily Ducote. You know what I'm saying? She beat Emily Ducote at Bellator 167. I remember that she beat her via unanimous decision, and then she fought somebody else, some other girl, and then she had to fight Emily Ducote again, and they fought for the belt. And she finished Emily Ducote. The second time around, everybody was saying that Emily Ducote was going. All the hype was on Emily Ducote. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna beat Alimale. This is a big fight. You know, I know what she's gonna do. Oh, she knows how Alima fights. Alima finishes her with a fucking triangle choke. I remembered. I was like, damn, Alimale finished her. She finished her this time. So boom, Alimale. Let's walk through Alimale's timeline. Alimale Macfarlane is the new Bellator champion. You know what I'm saying? The Hawaiian is the new Bellator champion. So next thing you know, she fights Alejandra Lara. Oh my gosh. Everybody was so high on Alejandra Lara, mostly just because she's hot. You know what I'm saying? And she's good. Like I got my eyes on Alejandra Lara, like what she's gonna do in Bellator. Like I want to see Alejandra Lara like beat some girls. Like I want to see her fight. Like I want to see her fight and put on some dominant wins. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe she can run it back with Alimale, because I thought that before that fight, I thought she was good. I was like, okay, I watched some Lara footage. She's good. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what she does off of her back. And we seen in that fight, Alimale took Alejandra Lara down and dominated her and worked until she got the finish. She locked up a beautiful armbar over Alejandra Lara, and there was nothing Lara could do but tap. There was nothing she could do but tap. Then we got, oh my gosh. Listen, guys, I love Valerie Letourneau. I fucking love Valerie Letourneau. You know what I'm saying? Like, Valerie Letourneau was her next opponent. Everybody's like, oh my God. She challenged Joanna Jędrzejczyk for the belt. She's a veteran in the game. She's fought as high as 135 pounds. She was UFC caliber, UFC veteran. Oh my gosh, Valerie Letourneau is the hardest opponent of Alimale Macfarlane's. She's the biggest threat to Alimale Macfarlane's title reign. That's all we heard. She goes in there and she stops Valerie Letourneau via triangle choke, guys. She goes in there and I thought it was something else. I thought it was a rear naked choke, but it was it was a triangle choke. She goes in there and finishes Valerie Letourneau. Okay. Then came the fight with Veda Arteaga. That's the one. That's the most vulnerable I think I've seen her. As far as not vulnerable, but having to fight through adversity. She had to fight through some adversity in the Valerie Letourneau fight, but in the Veda Arteaga fight, Alimale Macfarlane had to bang. It really wasn't that much hype on Veda Arteaga. It was, because she was like this tough girl. You know what I'm saying? But she finishes Veda Arteaga via that nasty cut on her forehead. So, that was probably like the quietest opponent of Alimale Macfarlane's. Then we move to Kate Jackson, and oh my God, everybody, Kate Jackson was such a, what did she come from? Cage Warriors, I think. I think she came from Cage Warriors, maybe. She was big overseas. And Kate Jackson is in Bellator, and oh my God, Kate Jackson is one of the best strikers, out of England, and she's going to dethrone Alimale Macfarlane. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens in there? Elimele makes that girl look silly. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at these comments. Oh, okay, Marcus. But Emily had some good takedown defense in that first fight. Yes, she did, Combo. I like Laura, but she fought sloppy in that fight. Yes, she did. BJ dismisses Taylor Santos record because of fights outside the UFC. But look at who she was fighting, though. It's the same thing y'all say when I say I think Jillian Robertson could finish Valentina Shevchenko. Y'all say, well, who is Jillian Robertson fault? Or who is Montana De La Rosa fault? Who is Taylor Santos fault? Who is Taylor Santos fault? Name 5 people you know on her record before the UFC. Let's see. Let me look it up so I can mean. Let me look at these Macfarlane comments. Praises eliminates Bellator and YouTube record. What? Nobody should listen to anyone amping up Laternio. Big old yikes on that one. Kate Jackson was in the tough house. Yeah, but everybody loved Kate Jackson, though. Kate Jackson was going to take that belt from Elimele Macfarlane. Oh, my God. Okay, but let's look at whose record were we looking at? Whose record was I getting ready to pull up? Let me look at these comments. Whose belt was I going to look at? Oh, Taylor Santos. We can look up Taylor Santos' record. Let's see who Taylor Santos fought before the UFC. Taylor Santos. Let's look up who Taylor Santos fought before the UFC. Yep. Tell you, man. I check. You ain't gonna say shit to me without me checking. Let's see. Let's look at Taylor Santos's record. Okay. So, let's start from her very first opponent. Does anyone know Josiane Nunes? Maybe she's related to Amanda Nunes. Kissany Mara. Does anybody know who Kissany Mara is? Oh, okay. Gisele Nascimento. Does anybody know who that is? Does anybody know who Gisele Nascimento is? Does anyone know who Rachel Cummins is? Rachel Cummins. Does that sound familiar? Rachel Cummins? No, I never heard of it. Let's see. Canceled bout with Poliana Botelho. Canceled bout. Didn't fight Poliana Botelho. Marta Souza. Has anyone heard of Marta Souza? Okay. I'm waiting on somebody to say yes. Gabriela Bueno. And does anybody know who Gabriela Bueno is? Going once, going twice. Daniela Cristina. Does anyone know who Daniela Cristina is? When her last fight was? Juliana Martins. Anybody know who Juliana Martins is? Oh, okay. Ana Paula. Anybody know who Ana Paula is? Ana Paula? Anybody? Okay. Wellen Tainara. You may know who Wellen Tainara is. Oh, okay. I think she fought Giselle Barella. Wait a minute, oh no, that's a different name. It looked the same. Giselle Pereira. Anybody know Giselle Pereira? And the next is Giselle Morea. Has anybody heard of them? Maybe they're related. Giselle Pereira, Giselle Morea. Bruno Rosso. Anybody know Bruno Rosso? Okay. Laisa Combra. Does anybody know who that is? Does anybody know who Laisa Combra is? Okay. And then right before the UFC, she finished Stephanie Almeida on the Contender Series. Yeah. So out of all those people, How many of them did y'all know? Let's see. So, let's see. Are you talking about Jillian Robertson's record? Let's look at Jillian Robertson's record. Yeah, let's check out Jillian's record, of course. Let's check out Jillian's record. Let's look at Jillian Robertson's record. Let's see. Let's check out Savage's record before the UFC. Okay. Her MMA debut, she lost to Hannah Goldie. Tough opponents right out the gate. Hannah Goldie, we've heard of Hannah Goldie. I think we've all heard of Hannah Goldie. She beat Monica Medina. Nobody's heard of her. Mickey Rogers. Nobody's heard of her. She lost to Cynthia Calvillo. Top-ranked flyweight. Then she beat Hannah Cyphers. We've heard of Hannah Cyphers, right? She beat Emily Whitmire. She finished Molly McCann. Lost to Maida Bueno Silva. Beat Macedo. Beat Froda. Lost to Barber. Beat Casey. Beat Botello. So, we've heard of a lot of those fighters. We're not talking about Alima Lay. You said you made a comment about Taylor Santos. But I guarantee you Alima Lay's record is better than Taylor Santos's. I bet you her record is better than Taylor Santos's. But you made the comment about Santos, me saying something about Santos's fights before the UFC. So that's why I referred to that. Yeah, man. You tried, bro. You tried. Marcus Bell said, get over there, Hannah Goldie. We know who Hannah Goldie is, though. No. TJ. So, who has... is she lost? So, y'all call Montana De La Rosa trash for beating Mara Romero Barella. Taylor Santos got beat up by Mara Romero Barella. Hey, TJ. Y'all are not. I'm gonna sit right here and puff till y'all tell me what happened in the Mara Romero Barella fight. Go ahead. I'll wait on y'all. Yeah, I'll wait. No, TJ, no, TJ, no, bro. You was confident about saying that. Don't backpedal. Oh, now anything can happen. Oh, now anything can happen. Oh, now that rule applies that anything can happen. TJ. You see what I mean when I say you pick and choose when you use shit, bro? TJ, you've been debunked. Didn't Coach tell you before that you have been debunked, TJ? TJ, you have been debunked. TJ, you have been debunked. TJ, you have been debunked. No, hell no, Marcus Bell. Okay, Jillian Robertson wasn't in the Macy Barber fight. I'm going to use that same excuse. Jillian Robertson wasn't in the Macy Barber fight either then. We give her a pass for the Macy Barber fight then. Nah, y'all stupid, dude. No. Jillian Robertson wasn't all she really was injured going into the Macy Barber fight. She really was injured. You never heard Jillian Robertson say anything about and make any excuse about being injured when she lost that fight. She chucked that shit up. She chucked that shit up and took that loss on the chin. She took that loss literally on the chin. You know what I'm saying? So the fight with Macy Barber don't count. TJ. I mean, thank you, Stamina. Thank you, Stamina. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you. How you gonna say she wasn't? No, she got her ass whooped by Mara Barella. But she gonna go out here and beat Jillian Robertson. What? Anybody? Listen, guys. The lines are open. Listen, guys. The lines are open. The lines are open. The lines are open. Oh, this is the funniest shit I have ever heard in my life. TJ, you have been debunked. Who said that? Was it TJ? No, that was TJ. Marcus Bell, I'm about to take your wrench from you, dude. I should take your wrench from you, Marcus Bell. After some shit like that, Marcus Bell, I should take your wrench. You don't deserve a wrench, Marcus Bell. You don't deserve a wrench. Bro, you do not deserve a wrench. Oh, I can't believe he said this shit. Not bad. Man, Marcus Bell, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself for making an excuse for Taylor Santos getting her ass mollywopped by Mara Barella. Listen. You can say a whole lot of stuff about Jillian and Montana. You can say Jillian Robertson got beat up by Macy Barber. You can say Montana got beat up by Viviane Araújo. You can say all you want to. You can say Jillian striking sucks. You can say Montana striking sucks. You can say that shit till the cows come home. But what you can never say about Jillian Robinson or Montana De La Rosa is that they lost to Mara Barella. I cracked myself up, man. Now y'all know that's funny. He up here pleading about a fighter who lost to Mara Barella. Bruh. Oh, man. I can't believe I'm sitting up here arguing with y'all about Taylor Santos versus Jillian Robertson. Y'all funny. Jillian ain't never got robbed. You got to finish Jillian Robertson. You got to finish Jillian Robertson or she's going to finish you. One or the other. Either you finish her or she going to finish you. It just is what it is. Y'all can say what Marcus Bell, TJ and Marcus Bell, y'all have been debunked. But guys, I wasn't even, I mean, I wasn't even thinking I was going to call nobody out tonight. I wasn't even planning on calling nobody out tonight. I wasn't planning on reading nobody's soul tonight, man. I wasn't even. I read your soul, Marcus Bell. I read your soul, Marcus Bell. I read your soul, Marcus Bell. It's all good, man. It's all good. We're going to see on the 19th, though. We're going to see on the 19th. I might, you know what? I might grab Jillian before the fight. You know, I think I might do that. I think I might grab Jillian right before the fight. I'm going to hit her up. I'm going to hit Jillian up and be like, yo, what's cracking? What's cracking, Jillian? What you got? What you got going on over there? Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna get Jillian Robertson on the podcast, guys. I think it might be time. I think that might be time. No, I'm trying to fix the camera, man. I'm up here playing with it. Yeah. So oh yeah. I think that's a good idea. Don't y'all think that's a good idea to get Jillian on? So I can get Jillian to read y'all fools. Oh, TJ, you so funny, man. But you got debunked tonight. You can be as funny as you want to. You got debunked tonight. Take a link, TJ. Take a link, TJ. Take a link, TJ, and let me get that. Let me give you a fade, bro. Take a link, TJ. Oh yeah. TJ, take a link. What you got? All right, we'll talk about it on the live. Take a link, TJ. Let's go. TJ don't want no smoke. Get on Marcus Bell. Take a link. Take a link, Marcus Bell. Take a link. You want a link? What's your email address? Oh boy. Quiet. Silence. No comment. Oh boy. Y'all say some funny stuff though. I give y'all that. Y'all say some funny stuff, boy. Funny stuff. Ain't nobody gonna drop no email. Ain't nobody gonna take no fade live on No Filter MMA. You guys know how it go. Rachel Ostovich is cut from the UFC. You know, the UFC gonna start TJ347 said you got my email. Let me see. Let me see. See if I can do it without fucking up the stream. Let's see. See if I can get TJ in here since TJ running his mouth. Am I still live? Am I good? Am I good? Yeah, I'm good. Let's see. Let's see if I can get TJ on here, y'all. I know Marcus Bell ain't gonna take no link, so he might as well just shut up. Marcus Bell ain't gonna take no link. I know, man, but I don't never save them. I gotta look and see. I don't know how to save emails and stuff like that, man. I don't never do that stuff, man. I don't never do that stuff. Let me see if I can find it. Like, TJ, go to your email and, like, reply to me, bro. Oh, I see it. I see it. TJ got a funny name. You know what? And stamina, just to put the icing on the cake, man. I sent you a link too, bro. You want some smoke, bro? You want smoke, bro? I sent you a link, man. I sent both of y'all a link. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna barbecue or fucking mildew? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Y'all got links? I gotta sneeze. Man. Y'all got links? Where you at? 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 Oh boy. Wait, the links have been sent, bro. The links have been sent. Oh, y'all want to talk shit tonight? Excuse me. What you got? What you got? What you got? Links have been sent. Links have been sent. If you gonna jump in, jump the fuck in. Shit. Y'all always want to call me on my oh shit. TJ 347.
BJ.
TJ 347 is in the building. What's up, TJ, man?
You know, I love you, man. I really do. Because I mean, you stick with your fighters. I got to give you that 100%. I love it. But you know you're gonna pay me on this one. You know you're gonna pay me on this one. Jillian ain't coming out of this. You know better than that.
TJ.
Stop it.
TJ.
What you supposed to do? What is that?
TJ. Bruh. Come on, bro. Ain't no way in hell you super confident that Taylor Santos is gonna go in here and just beat the fuck out of Jillian Robertson. Like, dude.
Oh, no, dude, BJ, listen, man. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. Half the shit I say to you, man, I just say
I know TJ, because you like poking the bear, dude. You like doing that shit. You know how to get a rise, bro.
Santos, I mean, to me, at worst, it's a 50-50. At worst. At worst, it's 50-50.
So, who you, but real talk, man, like, really, you can't see this as a foregone conclusion against Taylor Santos, bro.
I don't.
Okay, okay, no, man, because I was about to say, bro, you are fucking crazy.
No, I don't see it that way. I really see it as like a, it's kind of, I figure it's even, but I still like my chances.
Oh, God. Wait a minute. Let me see. What's the first, 5 letters of your email address, Stamina? Like, type the first 5 letters. I sent it to somebody. Somebody got a damn link. Yeah, somebody else got a motherfucking link. I don't know who it was. It might have been Combo. Oh, I sent it to Combo. My bad, man. My bad. Let me go back. I sent it to Combo, man. TJ with that bullshit.
I mean, listen, man. If you, whenever you get on here and you talk all this crazy shit about a fighter, I'm gonna choose their opponent. That's how that's going to go. That's how that's going to
go. But why? Why do you want to go against me, bro?
Because a lot of times these people. Now, don't get me wrong. I really don't have nothing against Jillian. I have not watched all her fights. That's true, because I did not know that she beat Courtney Casey. I didn't know that, because I don't follow her like that.
Finished Courtney Casey.
But I've seen her. But I've seen her, and I'm like, okay, lower mid tier, all right, And I kind of feel like Taylor Santos, she kind of, lower mid tier. So,
TJ, say what you want to say, TJ. Don't hold back.
I don't feel like either one of them really has an advantage. I do think Jillian, though, is very one-dimensional, and that's going to hurt her. Like, in a weird way, I think that her beating Talia Santos puts her in a worse spot because as she moves up, she gonna run into some people. I mean, I don't think she's ready for that. I really don't. I mean, I know you say she's working on this, she's working on that. Man, it's so many people that above her, man, they'll eat her ass alive. I mean,
it's up to Jillian, but at that point, it would be up to Jillian to evolve. That's up to her. Like, I can talk about Jillian until I'm blue in the face. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to Jillian to evolve her game like that. And what I've seen from Jillian Robertson from day one is a steady progression. There's a steady progression to her striking. You know what I'm saying? She'll never be... Guys, I always use Yana Kunitskaya as an example. One of the most technical strikers in the 135-pound division. But there's not a lot of power behind her punches. You know what I'm saying? Jillian Robertson is never going to be the fighter to stun girls on the feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not her thing. You know what I'm saying? Her thing is going to be to take you down. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, strikers perfect striking. You know what I'm saying? They perfect takedown defense. You know what I'm saying? But grapplers also perfect things like defense, striking defense, and fucking setting up shit to get the takedowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a clash of styles, man. And like, I don't see, you know, I just see, you know.
PJ, I hear what you're saying. Let me ask you this though. And I mean, I know you're looking at her more like as a prospect level. How do you become champion with her style? Like, if your focus is always going to be on takedowns, you're gonna be at a disadvantage. You're not going to get but so far. You're going to be the Sarah McMahon of 125. You just don't have enough tools to get you past people who are very serious. I mean, her striking has to improve. And I know you say, like, you know, takedowns might be her thing and all that, but I mean, you got to evolve sometimes, and that means not going into a fight where people already know exactly what you're going to do. As these girls get more skilled and they'll be more ready for that shit, she'll get stopped. You will get stopped going up against some of these people at the top of that division because they know this is what she's going to do.
Okay, so with that being said, with you saying that Jillian Robertson needs to work on her striking because they're going to be girls that stop what she does, then I don't understand why y'all don't see why I support De La Rosa. Montana De La Rosa is more of a well-rounded fighter than Jillian Robertson is. Montana is the one who works on the holes in her game. You know what I'm saying? We know Montana. Yeah. Everybody knows Montana De La Rosa is good on the ground. Everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? But Montana De La Rosa is working on her striking. She's standing and banging with girls who are better than her on the feet, and it's cost her. It's, as I said, it's cost her, but you know what I'm saying? It's experience for a young fighter like Montana De La Rosa.
Would you say it's smart experience for you to go into a fight knowing that you're not a striker, you're developing your striking, and you're going up against somebody who is a solid striker? That's their strength. That's not how you do it. You might make them think you're going to strike, and then go to your. I mean, Montana gets eaten alive trying to strike with people, man. I mean, and I know what you're saying. She's working on stuff, but I'm like, how committed are y'all really? I mean, bleeding all over the damn octagon. She should get cut. Oh, I'm sorry. Stamina's up here.
Stamina's in the building. What's up, Stamina?
He about to hit us with that Aegis elbow real quick. Go ahead. Come on, Governor. Stamina, no, he hate when I do that Mary Poppins.
You kill me with that shit, man.
I'm like, cheerio, Governor. Cheerio.
Oh, fuck.
Y'all crazy, boy. Y'all boys crazy.
So I get fucking Harry Potter from bloody DJ, and I get fucking Mary Poppins from you. Like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry, Stan. Cheerio.
Hey, you want me to do it? You want me to do a little sentence for you, man?
Oh, what?
Yeah, I got you, man. It's very hypnotizing how you know. It's the way the words flow out of you guys' mouth is very, you know, it's very romantic how it flows out of your mouth.
Oh, dude, don't do that again ever. Like,
yes, please. Yes, don't do that. Don't do that. Stamina up here reminded me of when you hear like a Lennox Lewis interview. That's why. Yeah. Go ahead, Stamina. Oh, you know what, Stamina. I know you're gonna do a little Slick Rick for me. Do a couple Slick Rick bars. You know, Slick Rick got. Come on, man. You don't know Slick Rick?
Okay, let's go.
Just go.
But anyway, no, BJ. Like I said, man, I just be messing with you, but I wouldn't mess with you to the point of making no bet if I wasn't confident. And I do believe Santos is going to take this. I believe that.
Okay. And Stamina, before you start talking, I'm gonna also put Mackenzie Dern in this conversation as well. I'm gonna put Mackenzie Dern in this conversation because she's the type of fighter that needs to be in this conversation.
Why?
Because she's a grappler who has worked on her striking and has shown that she presents dangers on the feet. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I give you that. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, Stamina.
So, what specifically, arguments notwithstanding, what is the topic? Like, what are we doing?
He's saying that, I told him, he was saying, Jillian needs to work on her striking and, she needs to.
Right.
And I was saying that, then why do you guys give me such problems when I support De La Rosa and say that she has a great style? You know what I'm saying? And she is the fighter who is a ground fighter and has worked on her striking. And we've seen her go out there and fight fights on the feet to get that experience. She's young. She can take a loss. And she took those losses, you know what I'm saying, to KGB and to Adarujo. But we've seen significant improvements in her striking. We know she's good on the ground, but Jillian Robertson is not to the point where De La Rosa is, where she can go out there and make a fight competitive on the feet. You know what I'm saying? Montana can hit girls hard. Jillian Robertson can't hit girls hard. And unless Jillian's on the ground. When she's on the ground, she hits them very hard. But when she's on the feet, she can't hit girls hard. Montana can hit girls hard. And she does hit girls hard. You know what I'm saying? So, then y'all call her trash. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, what? How?
Who called her trash?
Every time I make a video about Montana De La Rosa, y'all little sneaky asses come running in the comment section.
Her hands are trash. Her hands are definitely trash. And what I'm trying to say to you is, when you talk, see, and this takes me back to that shit you were talking earlier, not earlier, but the other day about her and Antonina Shevchenko. She would have gotten killed going up in there against Antonina.
You crazy as hell, Montana De La Rosa.
Hold on. So
oh my God!
I'm saying she would have gotten killed if she could not have gotten Antonina down, which I believe, Antonina's suspect in that area. But I mean, as far as her hands are concerned, come on, man. Come on. She get pieced up. And that's what I'm saying. Without her developing that, very seriously, going up the ranks is only hurting her.
Right.
She's going to get eaten alive. There's people out there waiting. They're waiting for her.
Well, it's going to be fights where we're going to see Montana De La Rosa have success on the feet because she does throw and she does work on her striking from fight to fight, and I can see it. You know what I'm saying?
You think she got time? I don't think she got a lot of time left in the UFC. I really think
she's only lost 2 fights. She's not on the chopping block.
But BJ, it's not all about them losing fights. It's also about interest, man, and momentum. She don't have it.
Dude, Montana De La Rosa just signed a 4-fight contract weeks ago. The UFC she's one of the fighters that the UFC machine pushes. She's one of those fighters. Montana is not close to getting cut because Montana De La Rosa is not going to go out here and lose a whole lot of fights. You know what I'm saying? She's going to lose fights. She's going to lose fights, but I mean, she's also going to win a lot of fights too. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Rachel Ostovich we talking about. We're talking about a fighter who's been in the rankings for a long time.
And that's another thing. We should look at those rankings because some of those names are very suspect. Whenever people start,
don't look at the rankings. Don't do that.
Okay, Stamina. My bad.
Go ahead,
Stamina.
Go ahead, Stamina.
You look at some of these people in the rankings, man, and I'm like, why would you get excited talking shit about your fighter being ranked number 14, and you look at some of the people above them, and you're like,
above them, it makes yeah.
You got people below Alexis Davis. It's like, what? How are you even excited about that?
Yeah. Right. Needs to take a joke.
She needs to get out of the rankings. She needs to be out, and so does Andrea Lee.
She needs to be retired.
Right.
Alex Davis. I mean, for her own good. But I'm just saying, like, it's a joke. And so to get excited by like, oh, Montana's 14 or 15, whatever the hell she is, it's like, so look at the people above her. That doesn't mean shit. When you start talking about my fighter has a 5-0 record against who? Some faded used to be. Oh, she beat Andrea KGB Lee. Who didn't? So it's like, what are you saying, really? I'm saying at a certain point, it's like, I don't give a shit if your record is 11-0. I got to look at who you fought. And again, you look at some of the people Lima Lay fought. Look at her first 5 fights, and then look at those girls' records. Okay? Now, I'm not saying she cherry-picked opponents or that they did it for her, but I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think she cherry-picked no fights fighting in the Hawaiian scene, bro.
Dude,
fighting on the Hawaiian MMA scene, dude. She ain't cherry-picking fights.
But, okay, BJ, look at Alima Lay's record. She got a girl in there, if I'm not mistaken, has an 0-3 record.
But Alima Lay Macfarlane was a nobody back then, too. You got to realize she's only like 11-0. So she was like a 10-0, 11-0. She was a nobody fighting a nobody.
5 of her fights are suspect.
Everybody's first few fights are against nobodies.
That is generally true. That is generally true. I'm not going to say that that's not true. But what I'm saying is, do you think she'd have that record if she was in the UFC instead of Bellator?
She would do very well in the UFC.
Would she have the record she has if she was in the UFC instead of Bellator?
I can't answer that question.
Yes, you can. You won't answer it. You can answer it. Yes. Have stamina keeping you away?
No, she probably wouldn't. I mean, she probably wouldn't have that same record because she would lose to some girls.
Oh, she would lose. So you're saying basically she cherry picking in Bellator? Okay, gotcha.
No, Bellator is giving her the best that they got. Who's earned
the best that they got, huh? Look how hard they tried to keep Velasquez away from her.
Dude, ain't nobody tried to keep Juliana Velasquez away from her.
Are you kidding me?
Listen,
man?
the girls.
Don't do that.
The girls.
Don't do that.
Yeah, BJ, don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, listen. The girls who fought her were the next girls in line. Juliana Velasquez had to get in line.
Dude, at least the last
what's
three
so
fighters that Alima has fought don't have the win streak that Velasquez has.
Exactly.
They don't.
Exactly.
Scott Coker's been doing his best.
Exactly.
He's been doing his best.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess you could argue that.
It's going to be competitive. No one's going to get blown out. No way. But this should have happened. This bin should have happened.
That's true. Okay, I guess that's true. That's true.
1 and 2 fight win streaks and title shots, and Velasquez is just there distributing the toenails. Like, no.
Exactly.
No.
We'll see. It's going to be a good fight.
100.
I sure hope so. But I do need Velasquez to win so I don't lose some money. I'm going to be very upset.
Oof, you put $250 on Juliana Velasquez, bro. That's a tough call right there, bro. Ain't no way in hell I would have done that.
Well, you know what?
Against Alima Lay Macfarlane?
But BJ, you also got to look at what you also got to do, because I'm trying to check odds on this too. I want to get in some bets online. I'm trying to see what the odds are. I might have to put some more money on it. I just have the feeling that she's the one to do it. I really do.
And then after Alima Lay beats her, y'all gonna start hollering, "Oh, Denise Killholz." That's gonna be the next name. Then after Denise Killholz, it's gonna be Carrie Melendez.
Nah,
I'm telling you, that's how it's gonna go.
Not Melendez. No.
Carrie Melendez is moving to flyweight. All Carrie Melendez got to do is win 1 or 2 fights. If Carrie Melendez goes in there and beats Veda Arriaga,
that's kind of the problem, though, isn't it? Really, 1 or 2 fights. That's really the problem.
Right.
That's the problem. That's part of the reason why I am, at least, and maybe TJ as well, is as cynical as we are to certain extents, because that kind of seems like that's all it takes. So we're not even necessarily she beat this one, she beat that one, because that one that she just beat only beat 2 people as to be in front of Alima in the first place.
Right.
It doesn't really look that good. It's just like,
but Melendez has the momentum though. She's done well at, she's beat a lot of good girls at strawweight, and now she's coming up to flyweight. So she has the momentum, and I think she's undefeated. Is she not? Carrie Melendez is undefeated. Yes.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna tell you this though. Who cares? I don't see her getting it done.
I don't either.
I don't think it's so much where people are coming up against Alima Lay and people are like, I think this person has the skill to beat her. I think what it is, people who just don't like her. There's just something about her they don't like. And so it's like whoever she's fighting, it's like I hope that other person wins.
What?
You know, I don't like the whole fact of what she was doing when she was banning all these fans because they were asking her questions like, why aren't you fighting Juliana? See, that shit like that rubs me the wrong way, and I do hope you lose. Because she knew what it was. When people were asking her, how come you don't fight this person? And she started talking that Liz Carmouche shit. See, that rubbed me the wrong way.
What?
Because I was like, okay, at this point, you know who this girl is, and you're not
But
trying to.
she wouldn't have took the fight though.
Well, Scott Coker was put in a position. Let's be honest. Too many people were like, look, this girl got a 10-0 record. How the hell have they not fought by now? Scott, if he could have, he wouldn't have put that fight together. I think he was forced into it, man. I really do. And her talking this stuff about I would love to lose to Liz Carmouche. I'm like, what the hell? What are you talking about? I'm like, man,
you say stuff like that in front of the media. That's crazy.
Yeah, what is that? I was like, is she crazy?
Like, they're friends already. They can just say that to each other. You don't need to say that in front of the media. That's weird.
Yeah, she did say that.
You know what's weird to me?
Super weird.
All these fighters who were like, that's like my sister. I want to fight her. I'm like, man, if y'all don't go somewhere with that
But
shit.
I think she was saying more like if she lose to anybody, you know, if she had to choose who she lost to, it would be Liz Carmouche. I think she was saying it more like that.
Yeah, but what does that actually mean?
Right.
In what universe does a fighter choose to lose to anyone? What does that mean?
She's not saying I want to lose. She's not saying
I know
lose.
that, dude, but that's the whole point.
Right.
Because you're not actually saying I want to lose, why do you choose who you lose to? What does that mean in real terms?
Yeah.
How do you get to ideally lose to a specific opponent?
Right.
What does that do for you as a fighter or for us as fans? It's such a nonsense statement. That's really, really weird.
Yeah.
And I think like somebody else has said in the podcast. Now, how do those two ever fight? If Liz gets in a position like to fight her, who buys the outcome of that fight? You know, that is suspect from the beginning. Because I'm like, she already said she wouldn't mind losing to you. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I'm really not. I'm not a fan of the Luna Lay. Just really haven't been. I kind of feel, don't get me wrong, I mean, I understand she has, her talents and stuff, but I kind of feel like her little niche in Bellator is kind of like, safe. It's like a safe zone. Kind of like Angela Lee, one championship type shit. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's kind of where it is right now. I'm just not really impressed. I look at her record, and I look at some of the people she's fought, and I look at some of their records, and I'm like, okay. Valerie Letourneau, I mean, okay, I'll give you that. But was Valerie in her, at her best at that point? No. I'm just saying, so you got to be real careful when you start going into how great people are. Because, I mean, I'm looking for you to have a track record. And beating, used to be fighters and shit like that, that doesn't get it from me. Fede Arteaga, I'll give her that. That was a good one. But how many of those type of fights you got on your record? Not many.
But the one she got, she won.
That's good. That's good, but what I'm saying is, though, BJ, it's like, how good are you when we can look at your record, and we're not looking at people like, oh yeah, that was a solid one. You got what, 2 or 3, maybe 3? I'm gonna say 2, really. So I'm not really too impressed with Alina Lay. Combine that with the fact that she walk around, what do you say, BJ, 170, 165?
She said 160. But I think she put on
What's
a
the
lot.
problem?
I think she put on a lot of muscle, man. I think that's what it is. Because she does look pretty cut though. So I think
she does look cut. I give her that, but see, Stamina hate when I bring this up because he was talking the last time about, well, people can cut the weight and da da da. I hate that you can walk around comfortably at 170 and you're fighting at 125. I just feel like that kind of shit should be like against the rules somewhere. It's like an unfair advantage to me.
But that wasn't her normal walk weight. Her normal walk weight is like 145. But she said she had got up to 160 because I guess she's weight training and whatnot. It wasn't like a bad
to 160,
but it wasn't like a bad, like it wasn't like from a bad habits type thing.
That sounds medical, if not bad habits, because that's like some Nico kind of blow up. Like that's crazy.
He said some Nico kind of blow up.
It is from 125 to 160.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, and you talking about that's not because of bad habits? What is it then?
But she was only about 15 pounds heavier than what she normally is, though. That's
We're
what
talking
I'm saying.
about women, dude. 15 pounds. Like,
Right.
we can put on that 15 pounds and be like, oh yeah, my shirt don't fit no more.
But
These are women.
Nobody talks about Chris Cyborg walking around 170 and cutting to 145.
Because there's no division. That's why.
But it doesn't matter the state of the division.
But it matters because we're talking about a bigger woman and a less of a number. Like, so no, it's not the same thing. Lima is a small woman, 2 divisions down from Chris, and the number is proximate between the two of them, even though they fight 2 divisions apart. That's what's wrong with it.
But
you're putting Chris and Lima at the same walk-around weight, and they fight 2 divisions apart. That's what's wrong. But Lima is a small woman.
Montana De La Rosa walks around about 145.
Fine. That's fine.
But
that's absolutely fine.
But Alima Lay normally walks around at 145.
Which is why 160 is wild.
She got up to 160 because she was putting on muscle.
And then what? And then she cut to get back to 125?
No, but dude, you don't even put on that much muscle if you take steroids. Like, muscle building takes fucking years. Like, you can't put on that much muscle that quickly. No one does that. Like, it's biologically impossible to do that.
Stamina, even if you could put on that weight. Now you go back to 125. So what are you cutting? Cutting muscle?
That's a very good question. I don't know. What are you cutting? What is there to cut? If you've just put on 15 pounds of muscle, and then you've got to lose all of it again to get back down to 125, what are you cutting?
But maybe, but maybe it wasn't what she said it was. Maybe she was.
I don't see how it can be what she said it was. I don't see how.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So maybe it was
Krispy Kreme.
Kreme.
Yeah, that's what she cut out.
It can only really be that. It's either that or there's something like medically amiss.
Because she takes
and she's like bloated and just like, you know, just.
She does take a long time. She's not very active.
Right.
So I can see her getting heavy between fights.
In the off season. Yeah, that's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. Because you can kind of eliminate, no pun intended, most of the other stuff. Like, just. Yeah. 160 is wild, man. That's wild.
Yeah, for a 125-pound fight.
That's wild.
That is insane.
Yeah, that is true. That is a little big. But
like in terms of numbers, that's the same amount in raw number that Habib cuts to get down to hit to lightweight. You know what I mean? Or Paulo Costa takes to get down to flipping middleweight.
Yeah,
that's the same number, and they are bigger men. Humans that small shouldn't have that much mass to come and go as it pleases.
Right.
That's wild, bruv.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
that's
wild.
That's a big ass. That's a big blow up like that and cut, and then like, you know, also you combine that with how difficult it is for you to be cutting weight as you're getting older. That is a lot, man.
That's 35 pounds.
Yeah, that is
I mean, she's 30. She's not old, but see, to the point that you were actually making earlier about the unfair advantage kind of thing, you see that as being. Mm-hmm. I hear all of that, but the thing with that is that it's a double-edged sword, especially if it is actually true that she's this 160 off-season behemoth that it sounds like. I think I've said this on someone else's podcast or maybe on this one before or whatever. The thing is, the human body doesn't know what a weight cut is. Yeah. Like, but there's no biological system that accounts for that. Yeah. Whatever you do so as to lose the weight, whether it be exercise, whether it be like water cuts, whether it be other kind of shenanigans, whatever you want to do, like all of that within what the body considers to be an unnatural amount of time so as to arrive at an arbitrary number to get on a scale on a certain date, all of that comes at a cost.
Right.
You either succeed or you fail, but even if you succeed, you are going to do an undeterminable amount of damage to your systems in order to do that, because your body doesn't want to do that.
Right.
It's not meant to do, it's not designed to do that. So therefore, yeah, you might make it, but what about the next day when you actually have to fight? Are you compromised? Are you okay? Your resilience and your quote unquote, bounce back ability, lessons every single time you do that. Eventually, that which does not bend will break.
Right. What is that echo?
No, you're right, man. You're right. Yeah, and you know, but still, you know, you got fighters that cut tremendous amounts of weight to fight.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they're on borrowed time is the point. You get a limited number of swings, and you don't know what that number is until you reach it. You don't get a warning. Just all of a sudden, you just wake up one day and it's not possible anymore. Or you try and you put yourself through it, and all of a sudden, you hit that wall. And it's like, nah, we're done.
Well, didn't you say that's what happened to Macy Barber? Weren't you telling me she has like all kind of internal issues, and that's why she's fighting she's fighting a weight class up?
Yeah, because her metabolism is in absolute ribbons. Because some cowboy nutritionist was just putting her on some crazy diet and just wasn't feeding herself nearly enough. Okay. So therefore, when it came time to cut weight and whatever, she was just running on fumes, basically. She's done her internals a bit of a mischief.
Yeah, she did, man. That's why she had to go up to 125. Macy will never fight at 115 again.
And that's why she looks like that as well.
Yeah,
that's why she looks soft at 125. Because you can't really do what all the others are doing because her systems won't allow for that.
And she looked rough on the scale against Jillian Robertson. Was it Jillian Robertson or Roxanne?
I can't remember which one it was. There was one of them where she was shaking.
Yeah, damn, it's getting hard for Macy Barber to make 125. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shoo.
But that's just like, you know, anatomically, she shouldn't be another weight class up.
Right.
It's just that her systems are not
designed to
functioning optimally as to be right. It's a 125, but it's not the right 125. The actual composition is still wrong.
Right. Yeah. You're right, man. Because she looked like some fighters make like
bleak.
She looked bad. And another person that looks kind of bad on the scale too sometimes is Alexa Grasso when she was fighting at strawweight. She used to look bad too, man. She used to look real bad.
Yeah.
She used to struggle to try to get down there, man. I'm glad she moved up because when she fought at flyweight, she looked so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, she looked so much healthier at flyweight, man. She looked quicker. She looked better. Like, I want to see what Alexa Grasso does at 125 pounds, man. You know, I think she can beat Macy Barber. I really do, man. I really think that Alexa Grasso can beat Macy Barber.
See, the thing about Grasso is I always felt like she has skill. I don't know, maybe we talked about this before. She has a lot of skill, but I just feel like she's inconsistent and also question like her power. That's the only thing that kind of gets me. I don't know if she has the power to avoid Macy long enough.
She was sticking Jillian Kim with some good shots, though.
Jillian Kim ain't Macy Barber, though. There's a
That's
difference.
true.
I know what you're saying, but I just think like Macy can lay hands on her enough that it might be a problem.
She might, like Macy can.
I think that, if anything, I think Kim is actually more durable than
Macy Barber.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Kim will stay there and just drink in the punishment way more than Barber will. Yeah. Barber doesn't like getting hit. She doesn't handle getting hit very well. Kim will just wear it. She's whatever, and just plow forward.
Because
Barber not so much.
Okay.
JJ Aldrich dropped Macy Barber, because Macy is just Macy is susceptible to straight punches, like especially when she comes in and throw. But like I was saying, Stamina the other night, I'm glad we talked about this. The Macy Barber that fought at 115 is not the same Macy Barber that we see at 125. Like, if you think about when Macy Barber fought Hannah Cifers, she was very like in and out on her toes. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was like throwing kicks and very in and out. And then even when she fought JJ Aldrich at 125, because she was coming in throwing that switch kick on, she was bouncing in throwing that switch kick, and JJ Aldrich was catching her straight down the pipe every time. But then we haven't seen that Macy Barber. We haven't seen that light on the feet, in and out Macy Barber. We've seen a very, like, it's like Macy Barber has slowed down. Because like when she fought Jillian Robertson, she was just standing there, and Jillian Robertson was able to hit her because she was just there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't the same Macy Barber that fought J.J. Aldrich. And then when she fought Roxanne Modafferi, it was the same thing.
And you know what that is? That's because she hasn't yet acclimatized herself to this new body that she now has to move around. She doesn't actually know confidently yet how to make those limbs move as intended. Think about, okay, granted, way more disastrous consequences, but think about when Rockhold moved up to 205.
Yeah.
He looked fantastic.
Yeah.
But he didn't actually know how to move his limbs around. His body was just heavier and slower and just different dimensions to what he's been fighting with his entire professional career.
Right.
So he couldn't actually do everything that he wanted to do because his body doesn't work that way anymore. The timing is different. The speed is different. Everything, the actual just muscle-mind connection is just different. The synapses fire differently because they've got to move around the different shaped vessel. You know what I mean? It's just different.
Yep.
And, he didn't bother to take the time to do it. He took that one and then he went back down after a while. But, Barbara, she's had a few fights up there, but because her system isn't actually even optimal, even for her to get used to anything 10 pounds up, and we're talking about small women again now, rather than big dudes, like, because it's not optimal what she's actually, the state that she's in right now, it's almost counterintuitive for her to get used to whatever she is presently like, because she's not supposed to be like that. There's, getting used to being soft and slow is probably going to be detrimental to your record. It's just like, so yeah, she's kind of just got to get through this bit and just try and get optimal as soon as possible, and then get used to that, because that's the thing that's actually going to take her forward. She's not going to be the way she is now indefinitely at 125 going forward.
So you're saying she's just what, like meatball Macy Barber?
For now.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
for now, yeah. Macy Blubber. Like,
yeah, I mean, and the thing that's so bad about it is I understand 100% what Stan was saying, but my thing is, but where did you go with that? Like, I mean, she can't go back down. She has so many defensive holes that I don't even know if she can plug those. That style of hers is going to get her laid the hell out.
But that's why I say I think Alexa Grasso can beat her, because Alexa Grasso is going to be very light on the feet. She's going to be, and Macy Barber is susceptible to straight punches. You know what I'm saying? She gonna get, and that's all Alexa Grasso gonna throw. She has a good jab. She has a good straight right hand. She gonna pump it. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna catch Macy Barber. I think Macy will probably end up throwing like a hook over one of those straight punches, and she can catch Alexa Grasso. Like, Macy Barber can catch her, but I want to see that. I want to see if we see that bouncing in and out Macy Barber that fought J.J. Aldrich, because that's the type of fight that Macy Barber gonna have to fight. She can't be that stationary Macy Barber that stood there and let Jillian Robertson kick her in the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if she does, Alexa Grasso, who is a skilled boxer, is gonna eat that up.
Yeah.
She gonna eat that up all day long. Alexa Grasso gonna eat it up.
That's what I want to see.
But if we see the Macy Barber that fought J.J. Aldrich, then she can probably knock Alexa Grasso out. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, she can hurt Alexa Grasso if we see that Macy Barber. Or the one that finished Hannah Cyphers. Like, if we see that one. Did she finish Hannah Cyphers? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that Macy Barber, we'll see.
I'm kind of interested to see what she looks like on the return. I really am.
Yeah.
My thing is that, if nothing else, Alexa is significantly more defensively responsible than pretty much everyone that Barber's fought so far. Way more. Because of that boxing style. The way she can just shell up and just take most of the punches on her arms.
Right.
Alexa doesn't get hit clean nearly as much as any of those other girls that Macy's fought. So I'm quietly confident with that. Anyone can get rocked with one and have their whole world turned upside down. It only takes one. But I feel less likely that that's going to happen, or should happen, if Alexa brings what she's supposed to bring to the table. Combine that with the fact that we understand that Macy doesn't fight very well going backwards, because everyone she's fought has been able to back her up at some point, whether she won or not in the end.
Right.
And, you know, if fighters like fucking Roxanne Modafferi, who like, no one dares comment on her striking ever, is able to back up Macy, then that should tell you something. If that. I would never say out loud that it looked damn good. I'll say that it looked better than Macy's because it was functional. It did what it needed to do.
And that's what I was going to say too, BJ. You know what, man? It's crazy how a fighter who is mid-tier at best as far as like their hands or whatever can look like a prodigy next to somebody that's so sloppy. Like you really will believe like, damn, this person got hands. And then it's like I saw that fight, and I mean, Roxanne has a lot of experience, but like Stan was saying, man, I mean, you're not going to sit here and put her in your top 10 of strikers. Right. But I'm saying, but she can get it done, especially when somebody, like, I don't know how you feel about it. I always feel like Macy has power, but she's very wasteful of energy, very sloppy.
Yeah, and accurate at all. Yeah,
right. And that if she and I think about her being up against some people who are really good strikers, she's in serious trouble from the rip.
Like a Chukagian or somebody.
Yeah, because Chukagian would just outpoint her and dance away.
Yeah, right.
That's all that's going to be. Yeah. And I kind of feel like that's the same strategy Alexa would take. Exactly. Trying to knock her out. She just outpoint her.
Caitlyn is more volume by comparison versus Alexa, but less accuracy.
Right. You think Caitlyn is less accurate than
Alexa? I'd say so, yeah. Alexa throws less but lands more. Caitlyn's way more of an airballer than
Yeah, she kiosks a lot, but she'll land. Chukagian lands a lot of kicks, but a lot of her jabs and stuff she throws short. But she'll throw a 1-2. She'll extend her reach and throw a 1-2 and whatnot. She will do that, but most of her jabs miss.
Yeah, I just feel like she stays active to try to keep you away. It's like those feather duster punches.
Right.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not a fan of her style, but I mean, it's worked for her so far, mostly. And I'm going to tell you right now. What? You're not a fan? Well, I'm going to tell you this, Stamina. You know what, Stamina? I was a big JoJo Calderwood fan. And I'm going to tell you, mainly because her voice is very soothing when you're trying to go to sleep. But as far as her fighting skills, man, I mean, look, God knows she made a critical mistake taking that last fight. This has cost her forever. She will never get a title shot now. It's a wrap. She can't get back up there. I feel bad for her because God knows she's bled around the octagon many a time. Mm-hmm. But now for nothing. Sort of like Felice Herrig. Speaking of which, BJ said Rachel Ostovich got cut. Is there like a list? Because I haven't even looked.
No, but Rachel got cut. She got cut.
But that was just yesterday. The names will trickle out. I don't think they'll just like dump 60 odd names on us.
Random Marco should be gone.
So you're saying Stamina? They got to get the fighter on the phone first and tell them they're not going to release him before they get a chance to talk to him. So you got fighters.
I don't know that. Not that at all. I just mean that the media won't necessarily get hold of all of these names in one batch. Is all. Like, we learned about Yoel through his management.
Right.
Yoel didn't actually go on social media because he's not on social media, but Malcolm actually said, this is what's happened. I don't know who broke the Ostovich news, but again, it wasn't her. I haven't seen any like posts of hers on IG or whatever to say, yeah, guys, this is what's happened. Generally fighters don't do that habitually. So yeah, I've been cut.
You got fighters standing there looking at their phone and see Dana White. You're like, nope, not taking that call.
Right.
Can't tell me if I don't.
I'm just going to take this in the other room. Turn the volume down to the lowest. So who was that? I was my grandma.
Right. But no, man. I mean, what got me was I was so shocked when PVZ with this whole bare knuckle boxing. I was like, wow, I would never have thought she'd have done that. I thought sure she'd go to another promotion.
I thought she'd go to Bellator.
Yeah,
we all thought that. I'm sure she thought that too. But I imagine that the checkbook was the story. Really, she just went where she was being offered the most money. And
I don't see her being there long.
I think she's I believe she got a 3-fight deal, and apparently, I don't know whether it was plural, but she's supposed to make $1 million from that deal, which she obviously never made in her entirety of her tenure within the UFC. Right. So she's able to make $1 million from 3 fights. That's why she did it. Because she never made $1 million in the UFC.
And you know, one of those fights they're gonna put her back in there with Rollins. Beck Rollins wants that fight. She wants that fight.
Nah, Beck Rollins is in Bellator. I think that once Paige is done there, she'll go to Bellator.
What you saying? Beck Rollins is in Bellator.
Scott's cool though. Scott will let people box. He doesn't.
But BJ, you gotta remember, Beck, unless something's changed and I'm unaware of it, Beck Rollins has the title in bare knuckle fight. Yeah, she got the title.
Yeah, but she fought. She took a fight in Bellator, didn't she?
Yeah, but Bellator is not exclusive. They can do both.
Oh, okay, okay.
Scott's cool like that. He doesn't care. Like Scott will let people do whatever the fuck they want. Like as long as they run it by him, like he's fine.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know about Paige though, man. I really don't.
No one knows about Paige. In fact, furthermore, let's not talk about her, please.
Okay. All right.
Paige don't know about Paige.
That's all.
Yeah,
that's all the way real.
Yeah, but I think like Stamina said, she know where that check is. She's going for that. And I kind of feel similarly about Ariana Lipsky. The more she fights, the more I'm like, this girl, she just doesn't have it. Like she's not the real deal.
Let's see what she does though. Let's see what she does. Let's give her another shot. Give her another shot because she was starting to get into her own, and she hurt Antonina, but Antonina did the right thing. Antonina did not want to stand and trade with Lipsky. Antonina she didn't want to. Because Lipsky cracked Antonina, man, and she
a couple times. I was just like, that shouldn't really be happening. That shouldn't. And then when it went to the gun, I was like,
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's kind of how I felt about it too, Stamina, because I'm like, but then at the same time, not to make an excuse for her, but I'm like, she's coming into MMA, which she really didn't want to do. She's coming into it at an earlier age. People always talk about how her and Valentina, they got ground. She hasn't really needed to use whatever ground skills she had. And I just think that at this level of competition, it's a big ask for her. So I understand why she struggles. What I don't understand really is why she kind of continues to do it. I mean, what's the future for her?
Yeah, here's the thing though. I think with fighters like her, it's not even a thing of what they can potentially get from it, what they can, And I don't think it's really that. I think it is in the old school sense of it. It's just a way of life. Like people like her have been doing it from when there was no prospect whatsoever in pursuing that. It was just that which they did because that was what they wanted to do with their time. And it became something they could make a living off and achieve success and notoriety and, financial gain from, etc. over time as, the landscape of the martial arts world kind of rose to meet them in a sense. But they were doing it when there was no lucrative kind of potential ever. So I guess by that same token, they'll still be doing it even when the potential for, monetary gain has gone. It's just what they do. They've been doing it long enough as for it to just be a lifelong endeavor rather than, championship aspiration or, I'm trying to buy myself a house or whatever. That's just what they do.
But not Antonina.
Exactly, Antonina.
No, what I'm saying is for the longest time when people would ask her about getting into MMA because Valentina was already doing it, she would talk about her love of Muay Thai. So I'm like, did the money dry up and that's why you got into MMA?
Okay.
What happened exactly? Because you're not good at it and you're not going back into Muay Thai. So what's the problem? Right. I'm like, and like I said, she's 37. It's like not that she's old. I mean, she's young, but I'm like, that's a late stage in the game to be getting into an entirely different discipline. And again, I don't know, man. I really don't know what got her into MMA because she clearly, to me, doesn't love it, didn't want to do it, said she didn't want to do it, and then wound up doing it.
I think maybe it's still like a variation of the same thing that I was just saying, insofar as maybe there were some roadblocks or obstacles specifically to Muay Thai that we're not privy to, and thus the only way to approximate the lifelong endeavor of combat that I was just talking about is to do MMA, because there is a door open for her. Whether the ceiling is a high one or a low one remains to be seen, but there's an opportunity to continue to do a version of what she has loved as long as she's been alive. And that's what MMA is. So whether she actually becomes champion or not, as long as she lives that fighter life and is able to train and to travel and to do all those other things, then maybe it doesn't really matter. That's the best she's going to get in terms of having her life the way she's always wanted it to be. That's just what it looks like now.
I got you. I got what you're saying. I just, I don't know, man. You know what has always amazed me, but I mean, we're all for the fighting a little bit. I've always been amazed by the fact that, like, neither of them, like, because Valentina's what, 34, 33?
Something like that, yeah.
I just been amazed.
32, I think, actually.
Because they always talk about, like, their mom and all that stuff, and I'm just amazed at the fact, like, neither of you have any kids, neither of you are married. Like, Antonina.
Apparently so.
What? Are you serious?
That's the talk. No one's ever said that, but that's the talk.
Yeah, because I've never heard that, but okay.
That's the talk.
But regardless, I just thought that was odd. I'm like, hey, y'all committed yourselves to fighting to the point that you're like, you know, that's the point. I mean, they always talk about their mom, but neither one of them is moms and won't be. So I just thought that was always odd. But I mean, dedication to craft, I guess. That's the price you got to pay.
That's exactly what it is. You know,
because there's a point at which you're too old. I mean, you know, there is an age limit to this. It's a safe age limit anyway.
Yeah, that's speculation. No, don't do that. Like, don't be putting babies in girls' bellies out. But yeah, he's gonna spray that up for sure. Of course he is. But the difference is, like, it's a bit easier to speculate like that, as disrespectful as it is, and shame on me. But it's easier to do that when you can kind of see what it looks like and the potential for it.
Right.
Like, these fucking MMA media guys will take it upon themselves to ask someone like Valentina, how come there's no boyfriend? Are you not thinking about this or that? Not that they ever ask a man if they're going to get themselves a missus and have a baby, but they will ask Valentina that. And, you know, she has actually honoured them with a civil answer as to say that, you know, once the fighting thing is done, then she'll think about it. But as long as she's doing the fighting thing, she'll see any kind of relationship as a distraction. And I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think she should need to answer questions like that, because they don't ask men questions like that, but they did ask her, and that's what she said.
Yeah, because I wouldn't answer that either, man. I'd be like, I'm here to
That's off key, man. It's just like...
I mean, once some dumbass asked her, like, are you a spy? And I'm like, how do you even get in a position to ask her questions?
And that's what you're going to do with your opportunity.
Right. So like,
there's a whole bunch of things that fans the world over, glued to their fucking internet, really want to know about this woman, and that's what you've got.
Right.
Or you want to be Ariel Helwani and ask about her hair color. So, boy, if you don't just... Oof.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
So infuriating.
Like you get more information out of an interview that Coach does with Marion Renault, or an interview that I do with Jillian Robertson. You get more information out of the fighter than you do. I mean, out of the fighter with these interviews than you do with the Ariel Helwanis. Now, I got to give James Lynch's credit. James Lynch goes in depth. But like Ariel and whatnot, man, like them and all those guys at the press conferences and shit, they suck, man.
I always feel like those guys don't really know much about WMA, so they don't really know what questions to ask.
Yeah, that's what
and with Ariel, I just feel like he's just uncomfortable. Like, he just has this uncomfortable feel about him around some of the girls when he's talking to them. It's just weird to me, man. Like,
I just think he's actually just like socially awkward to a small extent.
Yeah.
But I personally like James Lynch as well. However, James does have he's got his own thing. that separates him from the pack in terms of how he presents and how he conducts his interviews.
He like legit follows fighters on social media.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
The quote unquote problem that I have with him, if I am to have one, and I'm nitpicking a little bit, but is that there's not really a great deal of like repeat value in terms of watching his content, insofar as if you've seen him interview anybody once, watching the second one will be much like the first one, because he's very, very template in terms of the questions that he asks.
Yeah.
Which in an absent context is fine, because every fighter will give a different answer. But if you know on the way in that every single interview with James Lynch, you're going to hear him ask, how's the weight cut been? Who's going to be in your corner? How do you see it getting done? You know those questions are coming absolutely every single time. And it's like, and those are just a few of them that I remember off top, but he's got more. And it's just like, I would like if he would just go off the beaten track a little bit more and just personalize it a little bit more.
Because and you look at some of the, like when he interviews Montana De La Rosa, she looks so bored on his interviews. Like she just looks like so uninterested in what he's saying. And I'm just like, and I've yet to get an interview done with Montana De La Rosa, man. I'm just like, like I just got to a point where I just like not even gonna like continue to try.
She's not handling you right. She's
not
handling you right at all, because no one is beating the drum for her like you. No one.
Right.
No one.
But yeah, that's true of how many people out here, man, and they just don't see the value in it. So the hell with them.
Well, I guess you can't force them and whatnot, but that's okay.
Yeah, but dude, I'm saying, like kind of like Coach was saying at one time, he was talking about Carla. You got to sell your shit to pay your bills, and people are trying to get you on shows, and we're not doing that right now. We're not interested in that opportunity. It's like you don't have it like that.
Like Montana should be like eating up no filter MMA. You know what I'm saying?
But again, is it my see? And this is the thing: do I blame the fighter, or do I blame the people who are handling them? Now, in the case of like Roxanne Modafferi, apparently she directly responded to Coach, and from what I heard, she was like, not interested. Whereas he talked about trying to get Carla, and I think he said her manager was the issue, not Carla herself. So again, I'm like, you guys are getting a cut of what? Like this girl selling her personal property.
Did we lose him? Hello? Hello? What happened?
In the music industry.
There you go. Y'all were gone for a while. Y'all were gone.
We were talking to each other just now.
Yeah, you were gone.
You were gone.
Oh, I guess I was the one gone there.
Yeah. But because there are parallels within music, only insofar as just the hierarchy or the support network in terms of like managers and agents and promoters and event organizers and others. There are parallels to be drawn. Obviously, musicians on any given day probably don't do as much with their day as a professional cage fighter might. But for me, as an artist, as a music man, or whatever, it's just like there's always that common complaint with, I'm trying to get hold of such and such, but their manager's being a bit of a prick. Da 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 da. And it's like me. Granted, I ain't no one like that. As for people to be beating up after my door, etc., etc. But even for the little people that are in my bubble, anything that happens, I don't want everything to be like run past me in real time, but I want to know. Right. Like, if people have called my agent asking for X, Y, Z, A, B, and C,
exactly.
Tell me. Like, don't tell me such and such rang 20 minutes ago and they wanted da-da-da-da-da, do you want to do it? If you know that I've got stuff to do for the day, you don't need to tell me in real time. But I don't want to hear 2 months down the line when I'm just out and about going about my business. Someone's come up to me and said, bruv, I've been trying to get hold of you for the longest time to do this thing, and I've been calling your agent, and your agent's just airing me. I was like, they've never said one goddamn thing to me. Right, boom, watch. I'm going to call him now. And I'll call him and I'm like, bruv, what's this? I've got this guy here who's been saying they've been trying to do X, Y, Z, and you never said anything to me. You didn't even give me the chance to say no. You just said no a bunch of times and didn't tell me shit. What's that? I don't like that. Right. So to turn it back around to what we're talking about with these fighters now, eventually, even if they do have representation, their representation is supposed to come to them and say, we've been approached with X, Y, and Z. I personally don't think you should do it, but what do you want to do? Because these fighters don't work for these managers. It's the other way around.
Right. No, I got you.
So while they're supposed to entrust these people with the decision making, they're supposed to run everything past the person that they represent. I've done this for you. I said yes to this. I said no to that. So that they get the opportunity to be like, huh? What did you say no to that for? What do you mean? Call him back. Like, really? You do understand that if I do this, then you're going to X, Y, Z, A, B, C, blah, blah, blah. So, all right, cool. I'm weighing it up. I'm still going to do it. Fix it. The manager has to do whatever the client wants. Ultimately, they have to. So this whole thing of just managers just deciding stuff and the artist is oblivious and none the wiser. If that's the case, then the relationship between the client and the manager is not right anyway, because the client should always know what the manager is doing.
I can't see that being the case though, because of the fact that any of these fighters can go to YouTube and find women's MMA platforms, So
if they have representation, though, they shouldn't be doing that with their day.
But what's funny though is when you send them a direct message and they read it, you know what I'm saying, and then they don't respond to it. Like I've sent numerous messages to Montana. Like I've sent her links to videos that I've done about her, things that I've said about her, and she's like read it, but she's never responded. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, BJ, but see, like Coach was saying before one time, he's like, yeah, but it's about your followers too,
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So many of them, if you had a platform where you had 5 million followers, say, right, you really wouldn't have. I mean, no disrespect to her, but you would not have time for the Montana De La Rosas of WMMA. That's not who you would have on your show on any kind of regular basis. You wouldn't really have time for that. Just like she's kind of, not responding to you now, that would be kind of how it was if she was reaching out to you. Because you're talking to people in the top 10, stuff like that. You don't really have time for that. But see, that's when they want to make time for you. And it's kind of like, that's the thing I like about the way Coach does stuff, where he brings these fighters who are coming up. And like Sabrina Mazzo and these type of people, bring people. I mean, he did have Valentino and stuff like that. But I'm saying he brings up fighters, who don't have any exposure, instead of, only trying to go after people, these top of the line fighters, which I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, man, you can't.
Yeah, but I've been trying to interview Montana since she came off of Tough.
And see, I wouldn't try more than 3 times with any of them.
I mean,
I wouldn't. I'm doing you a favor, not the other way around.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it took Jillian one message. It took Jillian Robertson one message. It took Tatiana Suarez. Tatiana Suarez was number 3. And it took one message to Tatiana Suarez to get her on. It took, what I'm saying, like, one message to Leah Letson to get her on. One message to Dean Thomas to get him on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, but,
but I mean, but why would it be like that? I mean, how is it going to hurt you? That's the thing where I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like when Coach was talking about reaching out to Roxanne Modafferi and she was like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, because you're busy with what? Like, I mean, seriously, like what are you doing? And I really don't get it, man. I said to Coach recently on the show, I'm like, man, if I was managing these girls, we got a YouTube channel, we got merchandise for sale, we got these things. I don't know how these people are out here and they're not really like these big name fighters that you think of. I don't know how they're missing the boat on that, because you have people out here who, even though you're not the champ, you're not in the top 5. There's people out here who do support you, and you don't use the avenues available to you to even get to them because you think you're big shit.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. And
some fighters do, though. Some fighters eat up the YouTube scene. Some fighters some fighters eat it up, man. They do. Not to honk Jillian Robertson's horn, but type Jillian Robertson interview in on YouTube and watch how many interviews come up with Jillian Robertson. Like it's like one day I just scrolled through, just to see where mine would be. Of course, mine was toward the top. Not to toot my own horn, but you scroll and there was just so many interviews.
Right.
Where she's just made appearances on people's podcasts, and it's just like Jillian is doing it correctly.
Yeah, find your fans where they are.
Right, exactly. Like she's doing it correctly,
Right.
And fighters like Sean O'Malley do it, and people wondering, why Sean O'Malley was so popular. He ate up the YouTube scene, smoking pot and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he did that.
Smoking pot.
He was hanging out with Snoop Dogg.
All the kids are doing it.
Right.
This motherfucker would come from hanging out with Snoop Dogg and then jump on dude. What's dude's name? He kind of jumped off the scene. What's his name? Coach's dude.
You talking about? Damn.
What's his name?
What was my man's name? He's a dude. Remember he did shows with Coach. I think he did an interview with Valentina and Antonina, right? Eric.
No, I'm talking about the dude who used to play like Jeopardy on his podcast.
Oh, you got me on that. Who are you talking about?
He used to be like at the beginning of the video. He'd be like, "Boom, boom, 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 boom." Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Oh, he's going full time.
Full time.
Oh
yeah. Where is full time?
Kayla didn't get it done, so he, disappeared. I guess.
Where is full time at, man? He been off the scene.
He's on his grind. He's just doing life.
Yeah.
He's just doing life, getting his situation in order, getting his money up, getting his mind right.
Fact.
It's life.
Fact.
And waiting for Kayla to come through.
Hopefully he's not holding his breath for that.
I hope not either, man. Yeah, I hope not either. That's what I said. I've been doing the same thing, man. It's very difficult. Like people stay, sub to my channel and sub to. I'm like, dude, I don't have time. I follow 3 channels. I can't do it. I just don't have time, man.
It's a lot to keep up with.
It's just like a courtesy sub. It's just like I'll do it so you can see that I have, but actual content consumption, yeah, about that.
Yeah, I did. I subbed to BJ. I subbed to Coach. I subbed to somebody else. I can't remember. Don't you have a channel where you do MMA stamina? I tried to find it. You couldn't.
No, sir. My
channel
just got music from years and years and years ago.
Okay.
My channel is basically just for commenting. I don't really do anything with it anymore.
I thought you and Dennis were doing a show on Thursdays. No,
that's the Come
That's
Get
the
This Right thing.
Mobcast.
That's Coach's sister channel. That's not my project.
Okay.
I just like I'm here now. I'm there, just along for the ride, just chatting.
Okay, because I was trying to find that one day, and I'm like, Stamina MC, where the hell is this dude's MMA content? And I'm like, man,
it does not exist. No lectures found.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, I couldn't find, but man, I tried to get on. Like this time is really my time. So I saw BJ Lord. I said, let me get on here.
Well, that's usually the time I come on, man. I usually. Fuck around late at night and get on,
yeah.
But if you want to, I know you just said you don't subscribe to a lot, man. But some of the work, some of the work we do over at Bloody Canvas, man, it's really good work, dude. Like,
oh man, I watched this one episode, man. I forget the dude's name, but the way he reacted when he was like, I didn't bring up Jillian Robertson, and his eyes bugged out. I was dying laughing. I'm like, man, BJ boys even bring it to him, and he deserves it.
It's just got to the point where everyone knows that about you. Dude, that's just you're just that dude.
Exactly.
Well, they said they needed some. They said they needed somebody to when we linked up. When I linked up with those guys, you know what I'm saying? They didn't really have. I mean, to bring the women's MMA in and focus on the women's MMA, man. And so that's what I bring to the table with them, you know what I'm saying? Write articles about the female. And they do too, you know what I'm saying? But, that's what I usually push out there, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm bringing. Now, I can talk men's MMA all day, you know what I'm saying? But women's MMA is like a niche type thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to really study these women and pay attention to these women to make any kind of judgments about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
the open secret. If you know, you know that.
Right. Yeah. It's a different thing.
But you know what too though, and this is where I joke around with you a lot, BJ, and I do that with Stamina, everybody. But honest to God, man, sometimes I have to get out of my own way because I'm like, this is just fans talking about what they're talking about. But BJ will say stuff that I think sometimes watching shows where he's like, what the fuck? Where are you getting this from? Like the stuff you're saying. I'll see people comment and I'm like, explain logically how that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like they'll be like, well, so-and-so gonna whoop so-and-so's ass. I'm like, based on what?
In what universe? Right. Yeah, 100.
But then I'm like, okay, it's a fan and it's just an opinion.
They're just anyone. I don't need to change their mind. They can think what they want. Yeah. Right, but there's always the little nagging thing. Is like, no, but what the fuck, like?
Exactly. And that's why the one time when we did the one show. And after the fact, I was like, yo, I said, George Page, man, I don't have no issue with you, man. I just don't understand where you're coming from a lot of times. And I said, and so I really just try not to even really see your posts because I'm like, shit you say to me is illogical, like on all levels. Like, it's not even you trying to be funny. Like, I'll joke around and be funny and say like, shit like, Claudia, beat Cyborg, easily. But I'm like, you say shit on a regular basis that's demonstrably untrue. And I have a difficult time with shit like that, Or another thing I have a problem with is when people parrot, down to taking direct phrases from people. If I hear one more person say, you can't play chess with the chess master Valentina, that shit is going to make me sad.
I am so tired.
Tell me shit in your own words. I just want to hear your thoughts in your own words with some kind of logic behind it. I might still not agree.
George does that a lot. And he does that. He just tours all of the channels, basically just trotting out his catchphrases, whether it be the chess and checkers one or Valentina is the daughter of Ivan Drago or he's got so many others. I can't even remember.
I'm not even talking about. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about just a lot of times when you're on MMA channels, period, and you look at the comments that are being made, and people are like, these casuals out here. I'm like, you're a casual. I can tell by the shit you're saying. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You are riding the job of this fighter who's hot right now. And I've seen this happen where so-and-so's unstoppable till they get stopped. And it's like nobody was ever a fan, And that to me is just like, but that's the fan base. What you going to do? Man? I just don't want you to be up here talking like you're an authority on some shit. And then when you get checked, your answer is, well, I'm not. I never said I was an expert. That's a weak ass excuse.
Oh, TJ going in. TJ going in
where it doesn't make any damn sense. And I'm gonna tell you a perfect example. You may disagree. When people talk about Rose and Whaley and how Rose is gonna win and why, I don't see that as being logical based on her past performances. I don't get where they're coming from. I really don't. I'm not saying she can't win, but people talking about, she's going to come out here and, she has to
do X, Y, Z, ABC. And it's just like, where have you seen her do that before?
That's
no, 100%. I don't like that fight for Rose one bit. I like Rose. I really, really do. But I also like Whaley, so I don't really have a dog in the fight in this. I don't have a preference. It's actually more interesting for 115 if Whaley continues to win, actually.
Agreed.
So, it's slightly better if she wins, but whatever happens. Rose shouldn't really be getting another title shot. Not yet.
I agree.
But that's what they're going to do. So, all right, then get on with it. Go on.
But I'm like, it's cool if I just say, Rose wins. And you're like, well, why?
How?
That's my girl. That's my girl because I want her to win. Okay, we're good with that.
Okay, but that's not what you're asked. It's not who you want to win. Who is going to win?
Right, but don't
make it make sense.
Yeah, but I mean, when you start going into an explanation of shit like you said that Rose has never done, I'm like, wait a minute.
And it's not even a hypothesis. It's basically fan fiction. Like, yeah,
right. It's like that's
somebody. I saw a dude said Rose is going to knock Whaley out.
Behave yourself.
And I said, okay. I said, please explain. He said, well, did you not see the first Joanna fight? You didn't see Whaley knock Joanna out, did you? I said, oh God. Is that where we're going now? Rose knocked Joanna out in the first fight, so therefore she's going to knock Whaley out in their first fight. Okay. And Whaley took Joanna for, 5? Okay. So therefore Rose is going to knock Whaley out. Okay. But the dude did bet me $150, so okay. I'll take it.
TJ be taking bets on
fights. I hope that money's in escrow because you might not see that guy again.
Probably not, man. But this is a dude I work with, though. On top of that, he likes to comment.
I hate the people that
make
the people that.
I don't know, man. I feel really good about that fight. I really do. I'm either going to be very happy or very upset.
It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to definitely and another good fight,
dude. But look, I got some money tied up on that one. If that goes the wrong way for me, it's like the world makes no sense. I'm just going to be upset. But price
it's going to be a good fight. That's a good fight, man. Rose might be in there though. Rose might be in there, but we'll see. We'll see what Rose does. But Whaley gonna fight. But another interesting fight is another good one. Another good 115-pound fight is sleeping on people still sleeping on Jandiroba versus Dern though, man. If that turns into a striking match, bro, I'm gonna talk about that before we get off here because we've been on here for a while. But if that turns into a striking match, bro. Mackenzie gonna clip her up, dude. Like she gonna clip Jandiroba up, man, and she gonna have to damn deal with that right hand of Mackenzie Dern, straight up. I think Mackenzie Dern will fight on the feet in this fight because she been training with Perillo. I think she'll approach this fight on the feet because she ain't worried about nothing on the ground from Jandiroba. Like Mackenzie Dern is great on the ground. So I mean she's down to go down there all day long. But if she keeps it on the feet, if they keep it on the feet, man, Jandiroba gonna get clipped up. She gonna get clipped. She gonna get clipped up.
But I mean, really, when you think about that fight, like you talking about another good fight. I know that that's not a good fight, but it's like I'm not really excited by that.
Really?
I don't. Yeah, because I just see Dern winning that.
Okay.
Like I mean, I have to have some kind of doubt for me to be like, yo, this is a good fight. Like, I mean, not that it's a bad fight if I don't feel that, but it's like I'm not personally like I'm not going to miss doing shit to see this fight. Like Dern versus Jandiroba, I'm not going to miss nothing. I got plans to see that one. I'm just not, but I'm gonna make plans around Whaley and Rose. And of course, Velasquez and Ali Malay, I gotta see that one. I just have to be there when Ali Malay takes that L. I have to be there.
But why you want her to take a L though?
Like I told you before, man, I don't like some of the shit she's been doing.
Okay.
I think she did try to duck, and the shit she was doing with her banning fans and all that type of stuff. I can't get with that. I also look at her record, and I think it's suspect. So. I mean, but you know what though, BJ? That's all subjective stuff. We're not talking facts, right? I just personally, I'm not a fan. That's all it is.
Okay.
I'm not a fan. Okay. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of hers. Just like Montana De La Rosa, I'm just not a fan. It's just something about them that will not allow me to support them.
And that's kind of me and Macy Barber, to be fair. That's
and y'all think
the energy's just not there for me. I'm just like,
y'all think I'm
doesn't drive with me.
Y'all think I'm that way about about Valentina Shevchenko, and I'm really not. Like I'm really not that way about Valentina Shevchenko.
No, you kind of are though. You kind of are because the thing is with myself and with TJ is that you won't really hear us speaking either positively or negatively about any of these people unless it comes up in conversation. And we're not going to give the kind of fierce pushback that you do for any of these girls. We just don't do it. Like the way that you will start to raise your voice and talk in capitals when you're defending your fighters, we just don't do that. We're not as invested as you are.
Yo, BJ and Stamina is 100% right. Because how long you gonna run with this Antonina Duck Jillian story? That shit has been
that's not a story, bro. That's not a story. Jillian Robertson said that shit straight out of her mouth, bro. Why would Jillian Robertson lie when she's always itching to get in there and fight, man?
BJ,
come on, man.
Hold on.
You can't give Antonina a pass for ducking that fight.
No, dude. Like Jillian told what she understood as being the truth. But what she understood as being the truth is not the entirety of the situation.
Oh
Just not every fight that is turned down is an automatic duck.
Wasn't it explained though that if Antonina had taken that fight, like something like she'd had 3.5 weeks to train?
3 weeks notice.
Right.
She's never taken a short notice fight ever.
Right. So I'm like, why would that be a duck?
But is she in the position to do that? Is she in the position to say, "Oh, I don't want to take that fight"?
Yeah. Because I'm only going to have 3.5 weeks to train? Hell yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
I mean, Roger said that she had this medical thing that only he would know, we wouldn't know.
Right.
But what I could see just from her Instagram is that she's doing all her pilot stuff them times there then anyway.
Yeah.
She was in planes every other day doing exams and stuff. So she probably wouldn't even have been able to put a camp together. What I do know, the little that I know, is that anything to do with flying costs fuckloads of money.
Well, she did. She turned
so if
down.
you booked all that stuff up, you can't cancel that shit.
She turned down a fight with Jillian.
Can I also
add, but did she turn down a fight that she could have taken and didn't take because it was disadvantageous to her? That's a duck.
But it was 3.5 weeks notice for Jillian Robertson too.
Yeah, but Jillian Robertson is not Antonina and is not anybody else. That's her life. She can do that. She's available to do that. If Antonina is not available to do it, then that's different. If she's available and wants to sit in her house and play PlayStation, that's a duck. But that's not what it was.
Nah, she ducked her, dude.
But then that's your opinion. That's not a fact. That's your opinion. You've just disregarded logical sense that I've just put to you. And you just wanted to be a duck to suit your narrative.
And I'm going to tell you another thing, too, that gets me with the BJ. Your support seems to be that Jillian said it. And I'm like, we've heard fighters say shit all the time. Shit that we even know is fake.
But Jillian wouldn't lie, though. Why would she lie?
Why wouldn't she? Because it's to her advantage.
Maybe she take advantage of the very fact that she knows that you'll say shit with your chest the way you are right now. She doesn't have many people on earth that will bang the drum for her like you do. Maybe that's why she did it.
I don't know, man.
Stamina.
It's a possibility, bro. You and her, you get on, but you're not friends like that. You know what I mean?
You go on the show, you go on No Filter MMA, and you're like, yo, John Jones ducked me. And BJ's like, BJ gonna spread that shit like wildfire. It's not true. I said it because it's to my advantage to say it. Okay. I'm an up and coming fighter. If I can tag a Shevchenko at all that ducked me, it's to my advantage. Well, she wants
Shevchenko blood anyway, so
she don't want it anymore because now she's in the position that Antonina was. Now she's above her. She ain't talking about Antonina no more. Just like Antonina wasn't worried about her at the time.
She didn't want to get subbed.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it. I believe that it was something that was discussed and it was rejected by Antonina. But
that's a duck.
No, it's not, BJ. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. Like, not every fight that's turned down is a duck. If she literally physically cannot arrange for that to happen. Let's say fucking, I don't know, Pavel and Valentina are off going doing something else. They want to go up to the mountains or whatever. So she can't actually be trained by Pavel within those 3 weeks as to be fight ready. You don't know that. Dude, you can't just assume that everything's in place.
And bigger than all that, he said that Jillian would only have 3.5 weeks too. No, Jillian, because Antonina was coming off the concussion protocol, so she would have had 3.5 weeks. Jillian could have been training the whole time before that. So again, no, I wouldn't do that.
Jillian had fought. She had fought Courtney Casey shortly before that.
Right, but what I'm saying is she would have been able to go directly back into training where, if
because
you
she
remember,
didn't take any damage.
right, and Antonina had come out of a fight and had been on concussion protocol, then come off of that and do what? And you know what's but you know what? But you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. And here's the funny thing too, and it goes to something Stamina said. I'm not even a fan of Antonina. So I mean, if anything, I should agree with you. But I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't believe she should be doing MMA at all. Stam and I talked about that when you took your little sabbatical.
Why wouldn't she duck Jillian Robertson though? I mean, that's another L on her record, and we all know. But
that's always a risk though.
Exactly.
That's always a risk. Like Jillian is not appreciably superior on the ground to someone like Roxanne.
Mm-hmm.
Jillian is not appreciably better standing up than a Roxanne. And yet she took that fight and she lost it by split.
Right.
It's the fight game. You win or you learn.
Yeah.
Jillian is not some threat that like just doesn't exist anywhere else on Earth. Not quite yet. She could be that, as could anyone.
Yeah, but
absent context. But like, no.
But BJ takes stuff to the extreme. BJ,
of course he does.
BJ
because that's what being a fan is. But we don't. We don't look at it like that.
But I'm a fan. But I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to make a BJ Johnson quote like, "Until I see this fighter beat everybody, I'm not going to believe they can do it." Okay. With all
that's wild. That
doesn't even make any sense.
That's
like,
super.
I don't need to see Valentina beat everybody at 125 and believe she can beat him. They're on a different level skill wise. That's why she walks through these drills. But I mean, yeah, but you got something against her personally. I don't.
The point is, if she goes out and actually beats anybody, then whether you believe it or not is neither here nor there because she's done it. That's the whole point of belief. The whole point of belief is, an attitude in the absence of evidence. That's what belief is. If they've actually gone and done it, your belief don't mean shit anymore. It's a fact.
Well, stamina. My thing is, and this is what I say to people. Like I said, Valentina, I can respect her skills and everything. That's all well and good. If she can be Holly Holm, but you can name somebody. I need you to explain who this person is who is equivalent to her fights with Amanda Nunes and people at 135 who we know these 125ers couldn't beat, but they could beat. They could beat Valentina if only they could take her down. Okay, I'll buy that.
You're talking my language right now because I look at both of their records and I'm just like, there is no one on Jillian's record that Valentina cannot beat.
Exactly.
But there's no one on Valentina's record that Jillian can beat.
You ain't lying. Mm-hmm. You ain't lying. And I'm gonna tell you another thing I don't do when people say stuff like, as a matter of fact, it was BJ said it, and I was listening to BJ because I didn't even know BJ had a show for a minute. Then I started listening to all this stuff. This man had me heated about 3 a.m. one day. I'm like, this dude is killing me with this shit. He was like, you can't count fights that weren't at flyweight. I'm like, yes, we can.
I remember that fucking day, bro. I remember that day. I was losing my shit that day.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, we can count. We can't count that. We can't count because she won the fights and no one else at 125 could have. So I'm like, we can count.
But Styles made matchups. Styles, and I still say that to this day. Styles made matchups.
Dude,
and we seen a flyweight, and
but that's a universal rule. That's like saying the sky is blue. We know that. So what?
And we seen a flyweight go in there and be competitive with Valentina for 5 rounds.
Wait, what? Hold on,
Jennifer Maia didn't get finished. She didn't get finished. She was in there and she was fighting Valentina Shevchenko the entire time.
No. If you want competitive, the fight with Joanna was more competitive than the Jennifer one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But she was supposed to blow through Jennifer Maia.
Who said that?
Valentina didn't say that. Ever.
No, I'm saying, but her fans did.
That's her fan.
And she didn't tell them to say that either. That's nothing, bruv. That's air.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That is air, bro. That's air. That doesn't even register. And that's the thing. You will say stuff with your chest in response to these anonymous, faceless people and their comments.
Right.
You will start talking in capitals in response to these people for what?
I'm just saying, man. You know, the way that
not on your channel, they're not in your mentions, they're not anywhere. But you address them. You give them so much airtime for reasons known only to you.
But I scan the landscape though, and I look at comments and I read comments and stuff when it's things pertaining to these matchups and stuff like that, and pertaining to these divisions and pertaining to different things that go on in the UFC and in Bellator and all that kind of stuff. I read articles because I write articles. Right. You know what I'm saying? So.
Articles are not written by fans, so you can discredit that as well.
Right. Yeah, like what Stan was saying, BJ. I mean, you know,
I don't only write articles on people that I'm a fan of.
No. That's not what I'm saying. But just the points being made that you take issue with. An article that's been written by anyone, by virtue of being something that anyone would want to read, it can't be as objectionable as the fan type comments that you spend so much time on. Right. It's a completely different energy.
Yeah. But at the same time, BJ, to be fair, I sometimes have to catch myself as well, Stamina. Because you get down that rabbit hole, man, and you type it away furiously and shit, and you're like, wait a minute, this fool doesn't know what they're talking about, and I just spent 8 minutes responding to this shit.
Oh, dude. I go on Twitter every day. I know. I live on MMA Twitter. I know.
I get caught up, so I see what people are saying. You know what I'm saying? I get caught up.
No doubt. I don't never get in wars with my problem is you get caught up when you're talking to us. That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. Make your videos and do whatever, but it's when you're talking to us on these live streams and you're still just talking on 11 about stuff that none of us said. I'm just like, bruv, where did this come from?
Stamina. I'll comment on something BJ says, man. I'm sitting in my house. I got to turn the volume down. Like, damn, man, it's 11 o'clock at night. I can't be having this man screaming at volume 83. You shut the hell up, TJ. Shut the fuck up. I'm like, damn, dude. All I said was my girl going to win. You know better than that. This man going to deserve.
Like, how? What are we even talking about here? Y'all are crazy.
Y'all make me sick with this shit. Y'all make me sick with this shit.
Y'all make me sick with some of the shit y'all be saying, man. I'll be like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, man?
No, but BJ, that shit is comical as hell. And the bad thing is, as much as I'm sitting here like, yo, BJ shouldn't even be doing all that, then I'd be like, let me say something else.
Cook the bear.
Yeah, I gotta stop letting you get to me, man. For real, I gotta stop letting you fuck with me, TJ. For real, man, because you be boiling my blood, dude.
But Coach says shit all the time. He be like, yo, here he go. He about to do that thing. And people still be doing. I'm like, wow, these jokers still falling for that. Stan would be trying to fuck me up by putting a little fishing lure in there.
Oh yeah.
So I see it, but I'm gonna do that again.
I'll be like, don't let this distract you from the fact that Rose about to get knocked out. And Stan would come in there with that little fishing hook, and they still be fighting.
George Page in the building. Marcus Bell was too. Don't shout out Marcus Bell, George Page. He was too scared to take a link. Because Marcus Bell, man, I'm about to take his wrench, man. But you fellas, man, listen, man, I appreciate y'all coming on tonight, man. This has been fun, man. We went long tonight.
Oh, well, you winding up because we're talking about you now, yeah.
Hey,
temperatures went up about 5 degrees in BJ's room. Like,
oh my gosh.
Stamina, here you go. You make me sick with that shit. Here you go with that shit.
What are we talking about here?
The Stamina, man, because you know when you say something that you know, I say whatever on my videos. You know what I'm saying? Like how I say if it's how I feel, I'm saying it. Right. And then I look at this, a comment from Stamina MC. I'll get a notification, and then it's a damn long ass paragraph. But when you see the words, however, when you see regardless, when you see
amongst.
When you boy, that's how you know Stamina going in, boy. When you hear that, Stamina going in when you hear that, boy.
The thing that gets me about Stamina, though, man, he'll say some shit, but it's true. Like the other night, last night, I was like, there was some shit that was going on. They was talking about some shit, and that shit got me like, I was heated. And Stamina was like, "Yo, I think you're just too close to this.
You're too close to this." Yeah. On coach's stream, I was just like, "Dude, what is this?"
Yeah, dude, they had me going on some shit, man. It kind of seriously, it kind of tied in some personal shit for me, and that shit had me going the wrong way with that, man.
And obviously, and for me, I don't know you from anywhere.
Right.
But the little that I get from you, from our interaction, just like this ain't it, man. This is definitely pressing buttons for you. This ain't it.
Yeah, but you know what, man? WMMA is full of a lot of simping, and you just gotta accept that and keep it moving. Like at the end of the day, I mean, true, none of us are experts. I mean, but that doesn't mean that I can say whatever with no kind of logic behind it. Somebody gonna win. Why? Because that's what I want to happen. Then say that. Don't. But see, if I'm just gonna tell you what I want to happen, I don't really know that there's any reason for me to be, discussing anything. Because what's there to discuss? That's just what I feel.
Yeah, I wouldn't even share it unless someone asks me. Like, yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, there's no value to that. So, BJ, if you could just have that $50 for me after Charlie Santos with that knockout victory, we'll be good.
Okay,
we'll be good.
Well, you already got. You should have my Cash App saved. So just don't.
Why should I?
Don't ever
the way you got all our emails saved, yeah, BJ.
And I don't have your Cash App. I really don't.
Remember, you PayPal or something you got from when you
paid me PayPal. Yeah, you had PayPal.
You had to you had to pay.
No, I didn't have to pay.
But according to you, TJ, you won't be needing it, though, will you?
No, I won't be needing his app. Not at all. That's certain.
It's okay.
That's certain.
You trying to put a? No, never mind. Let me not get too
careful.
Hold on. What you got, BJ? What you got?
Let me. I was gonna say a finishing bonus.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So now you're saying she will finish?
Fuck.
That's a juicy one, boy.
No, it's not. That's not going to happen. This man is.
So you trying to do an extra? You trying to do an extra 50 for the finish?
Nope, I'm not going to do it. I don't feel confident enough on that fight.
That's risky. That's real risky. Yeah, that's real. I ain't willing to bet on that either, man. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't feel confident enough.
Marcus Bell said it's hunting season for Montana's nose, courtesy of the nose hunter herself, Miranda Maverick. Oh, man, I can't even argue with that. Dude. I can't even combat that because she cracked Liana Jojua with that elbow, man. And like,
you know what?
And Jojua ran right into it, man.
I think Jojua would be so much better if she was in Bellator.
All I'm saying is, all those little super chat and PayPal donations that Coach is raising now, some of that money needs to go to getting Marcus Bell a microphone. Because Marcus has got a whole heap of heat in that chat. But I ain't heard this man's voice till all now. I have no idea what that human sounds like. Who is he?
I know.
Get him up here, bruv. Marcus, come on, man.
No, he's a comment.
Respectfully, come on, bruv.
Come on, Marcus Bell, man.
Respectfully, come through, man. Pull up.
And what's crazy is, too, the other day, the coach had a stream and Stamina, I thought it was BJ who was on the panel, right?
Yeah.
Stamina. I was like, that's BJ. I could tell by the voice. And you was like, BJ ain't even here, bro. I'm talking about
you thought it was Combo.
Yeah.
You thought it was Combo and it was Robert. Yeah.
I thought it was BJ. Then I'm like, okay, you said it's not BJ. So I'm like, Combo. And then you said it was Robert Henry. I finally figured out the end. I'm like, damn, I've been talking to BJ this whole time. Like, can I get a bet? BJ ain't gonna bet.
You know that shit wasn't me, dog.
No, seriously, man. I really couldn't tell. I'm like, damn.
I was in tears. That was so
good. But anyway.
But yeah, man. Hopefully we get that. Okay, Marcus Bell is calling for Maverick versus Montana. I'm down with that fight, dude. And I think that's a good fight. That's a good damn fight because
watch.
I would watch. Yeah, Montana De La Rosa versus Miranda Maverick. Absolutely, I'm in for that. Montana for the win, baby.
I will put the money on that one.
I will say though that as a matchup, that's basically a come up for Miranda more so than it is anything for Montana.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
That's not really what Montana should be doing with her time. but Maverick gets to catch a lot of face if she wins.
Hold on, that's not really what Montana should be doing with her time. Similar to Antonina not taking a fight with Jillian. Similar positions.
Nah, Montana needs a good win like Miranda Maverick because everybody on her back. Everybody on her back.
But what my point is that
because she won by doctor stoppage in a fight where she was getting beat up. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, facts are facts. She was getting countered to death by Leanna Jojua, a girl that don't even fight on the feet. So, I mean, It is what it is. And she stepped in with that elbow and caught her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Somebody like Montana who sticks a good jab and can take you down. Miranda ain't going to out-grapple Montana. She might. You know what I'm saying? But on the feet, Montana is a better striker than Miranda Maverick.
But I thought you were a fan. You're a fan of JoJo, aren't you?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, again, you're a fan of these fighters that got these ground game and not too much else. That's crazy, man.
That's my like my favorite fighters, dude, are like, my favorite fighters are like Khabib, you know what I'm saying, Jillian Robertson, Montana. I like those two because of their style. You know what I'm saying? Miesha Tate was a big one of mine. Juliana Pena was a big one of mine. Like, I like those grappler type girl, like Tatiana Suarez, Mackenzie Dern. Like, those are my favorite types.
I got you. And you know what, too, man? Another thing, this goes back to something we were talking about earlier with, like when I hear you say stuff like that, it does tell me certain things about you. Like, when I hear people give, like, names like you just mentioned, like people like Miesha Tate, and they throw a lot of shit towards Miesha Tate, I know you don't know anything about MMA. I'm not saying you have to be a fan of hers, but if you're like, she's like this kind of bullshit ass fighter, you clearly don't know shit about like women's MMA.
What?
You can't.
Like, you saying that people think she was a bullshit fighter?
Yeah, people like she's a bum.
You don't even have to throw a stone to find someone that thinks that about
right.
it.
So as soon as you say that, I know that my comments with you from this point is all jokes. Like, nothing you say, I don't have to make note of anything you say.
Right.
Like, you're not a serious person.
Yeah,
so
you just categorize yourself straight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, and a lot of times that's what I was saying before. You have too many people in the fandom who they just, like in Genesis Green said it before. People, I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I'm a professional fighter, but they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Right.
And you have to treat them accordingly. I mean, but at other times, like we were saying before, you're talking about something serious, and here goes somebody with some bullshit, and it's like, dude, what are you even fucking talking about?
Dude, I wish I would have had a channel. I wish I would have had a channel leading up to Tate versus Home. Because I was like, guys, I mean, everybody's like, dude, she's gonna take Miesha. I said, guys, listen. Miesha Tate can make a fight competitive anywhere. Like, she can land big shots, you know what I'm saying? And she can take you down and dominate you on the ground. Like, guys, you gotta realize that Miesha has more tools to win this fight than Holly Holm. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, if the fight stays standing, Miesha's at a big disadvantage, but Miesha can get the fight to the ground, guy. And when Miesha took Holly Holm down and beat her up in round 2, and then rallied and fought her way to round 5, and finally got that sub, dude. Like, that was the greatest feeling. Like, and I knew Miesha felt 10 times better than I felt for her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I'm telling you, it's about styles make fucking matchups, man.
Well, see,
100%.
Well, I just go ahead, Sam. No,
I was going to say, I don't even know if even in 2020, I would say that Miesha Tate versus Holly Holm, that Miesha has more tools to win.
Not the word.
I don't know that I would have said that even now, but never mind. She did what she did.
She did. See, that's the difference. She bit down on her fucking mouthpiece and I mean, she had grit. Like, she was getting shit beat out of her. But I think that when you watch the next fight with her and Amanda, I think she spent all her capital in that fight. Like, it was
that was her last. Like, that fight with Holly, it took everything out of her.
Yeah, that was it. That was the last of her reserves. But I'm not going to. But see, the thing is to look at her lose the next fight against Amanda, and a lot of people were like, "Look how fast she lost. Look how she got beat. She's a bum ass fighter." I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
I mean, this girl got her arm broken, came back, And don't forget when Misha came, remember that, who was it, gave her that head kick? I forget the girl's name. Knocked her ass out, put her through the, and she still came back. A lot of people would have been quit just looking at the fight she had coming up before she was really a known
Misha
person.
Misha have been rocked. She got rocked in the
broken
fight.
Noses,
Rocked in the fight with Kat. Rocked in the fight with Sarah McMahon. Rocked in the fight with Julie Kedzie back in Strikeforce.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you talking about come from behind win. People are like, well, she was always Ronda's bitch. I'm like, I mean, well, you can say that. You know, she lost twice to Ronda Rousey, but who was fucking with Ronda Rousey back then?
You know what, man? But you're 100% right. But see, it's kind of like when you start naming some of the names that you were naming earlier. As soon as you start saying that, and you have to kind of be sitting with people personally. You can't do it, you know, like we're doing it now.
Yeah.
And you start mentioning the names, and you see that vacant look come across their face, but a minute ago they knew everything about WMMA.
Right.
That's when you know.
Right. Exactly. I love that.
So I'm like, when you start talking about men's MMA, I go silent. My knowledge is very limited. And so I know that. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you who the best fighter is at one point. Right. I have no fucking idea. I have nothing to contribute on that. Right. I stay in my lane. But I just was always impressed by the grit of some of these people, man. You know, like a Misha Tate, like a Marloes Coenen and stuff like that.
Oh, Marloes Coenen, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Marloes, man. I love Marloes. I used to love Marloes Coenen, dude. And when she took that rematch with Cyborg, man, I was so excited. I was like, Marloes gonna get in there, man. Like, Marloes gonna get in there. You know what I'm saying? And, like, back then, Marloes was the only motherfucker going toe-to-toe with Cyborg. You know what I'm saying? The
only one who would dare to get in there with her. Yeah, you're right.
Right. Like, Marloes Coenen was the one that was like, fuck, I'll take the fight. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I love that about Marloes Coenen, man. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Times have changed. Now you got a lot of fighters, you know what I'm saying? You got it's a different wave of fighters, man. It's like, I feel like those scrappy fighters, man, are getting filtered out. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of those sloppier fighters, like Juliana Pena, you know what I'm saying? Like, Juliana Pena got to elevate. If those type of fighters don't elevate, man, you know, they're going to get filtered out, you know? So, it is what it is. But guys, I'm getting off of here, man. It's almost 1 a.m. over here. We've been on here too long. Don't say nothing else, guys. Don't say nothing else. Shout out to the comment section, guys. Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Nice numbers tonight. I appreciate you guys coming in, listening to us talk shit. Jillian Robertson for the win. Shout out to TJ347.
About that.
Shout out to Stamina MC, Combo Breaker, Marcus Bell, Danielle H.
Have my money.
Genesis Green, everybody in the comment section. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And
shout out Genesis Green.
Shout out to Genesis Green.
GG.
Beautiful Genesis Green in the chat.
Genesis said I was going to insert myself into air. Oh, I thought she was saying something naughty there for a second. I was about to say Genesis.
Yeah, you wished. You wished. You better review my contact there, BJ.
My mom, listen, guys, I got a text from my mom an hour ago that said, "Call me," with exclamation points. So
tell her you were talking to us. She understand.
I got a mommy call to make, guys. So I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace out.
All right, later, BJ.
Peace.
Peace.
Sam.